Twitch should start recording. Boom, boom, bada boom. We live, baby. Minimize full screen. Do I pop up? No, full screen. And then we'll figure out the map when the map is necessary. And or people will just have to see my screens for a couple seconds. Oh no. Oh, the degeneracy. Yeah, Mock, by the way, I'm sorry. I hadn't given you the room yet. That was my bad. I forgot I took it off
Like
last week.
Castaway.
Oh, sorry. You're right. We're using the names.
By the way, I've got the red, white, and blue theme going. I got my red, white, and blue headphones, red, white, and blue shirt, and red, white, and blue dice.
Oh, you got me beat on. I got the white skin, the red overalls, blue shirt. No dice.
No dice.
Okay, so on the stream, there's actually going to be another little picture of me and my face, and then we're going to have this little bad boy that moves around, blah, 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 and this will, look at the maps when we ask. Look, pizza.
Awesome.
So, when we actually need a map, otherwise there's going to be two pictures of me on the screen at all times. It'll look great, and I think they're flipped, so one's like this way and the other one's the other way. Hello, friend. You're still muted, and you look paused. Okay, you can move.
Nope, he can move.
Okay, you want to be muted on purpose. Okay, cool beans. I'm gonna put on this handy dandy bracelet that says "Love shouldn't hurt." It's a good message. Promoting nonviolence. All right, eat that out the way. I got a couple books out for later. One of these days, I'm gonna bring out my player's handbook, but that's just a random PDF somewhere on my computer.
Apprentice Hero Helpers is live on Twitch.
Yes, you should come see us. Actually, I got a notification. I should do that so I can actually read it. Speaking of, can you post in the other social media stuff that we're live? Maybe with a link to Twitch attached.
I posted it earlier.
But did you post now?
Not good enough.
Exactly. Okay. Oh, hey, I took the lucky feat with this character. Heck yeah. You could have made your stats not so terrible. Ha! Fools! Instead, I will take the lucky feat, and it won't matter what I roll. Seriously, though, for a thiefy thief.
Where's feet at on D&D Beyond?
What? Gross. Gross. My channel.
Oh, we lost Younger.
What? No! Oh, yeah, I just want to look at the things. Oh, he's back. There you go. Okay, I can see the chat now. Yeah, no. Bam. Okay, it's on. Younger, we need voice so we can at least hear you. If you can't do video because it's killing your thing, I understand. But we want to hear your voice. Anyway, while everyone is getting their stuff together, welcome! Today, we're doing session 1 of our Jake 4.0, or for Twitch, Jake 1.0. And we are doing a session. I will be your handy-dandy DM. I am joined by the honey badger in the corner, who is with the video. We got the younger man, who is loading in. And then we got Castaway, who is the little ball.
Hello.
For those of you that missed the session 0, we are starting off in a town, in a place, as a group together already. We're meeting at the wall, right? Is where we're starting off at?
We are in the center of the wall. Yes. We are in...
We are in a town called Gate, on the side of the Wildlands.
So Gate's not actually on our map. We just have it marked with the crash through the wall.
We should change that later because Gates is a whole town.
Okay.
But that's fine. We can edit that later. I got a handy-dandy written map, but we actually have a fancy computer map that I will see if I can get to relatively easy. Let's see if I hit the Windows
it should
button.
be in gameplay.
The Windows button. Oh, look at that. Ha-ha! I already had it pulled up. Boom. This is our world. I can zoom in. We are right... Oh, okay, apparently I can't zoom in that far. We are right over here in that little crystal-y thing right there. We're on the handy-dandy world of Jake. and this is where I'll eventually be held. I'll kind of jump in the map when we need it, probably once or twice a session, or while we're traveling, if we're traveling. This adventure is going to be a world-spanning adventure, so we probably won't spend a ton of time in a singular town, but you never know. I'm going to put my handy-dandy map away and get back to that. There we go. Wow, that worked perfect. No complaints from me. I'm going to put my handy-dandy map under all these books. We are playing with 3 nobles, which are the people with cameras, and our bodyguard, who is Castaway. Ah, a younger man has returned. Can he speak? Maybe not.
No, he looks paused on my screen.
Yeah. Again, Younger, if you can hear us, just you can pause your video and just do sound. We really can't do type today because, oh, yeah, he's just moving super slow. Hawaii, apparently, is being a butt. Just so you all know, we are in totally separate parts of the world at the moment. Some of us are on the East Coast. Some of us are, as I said, in Hawaii. One of us is in Alaska. And then we got someone in the middle of the country. And I'll let you guess by his attire where. You can type that in the chat or the comments later. That's gonna be great. I really hope people comment on that because I'll cry laughing reading them. Anyway. As I said, I'm the handy dandy DM. We are starting in the city of Gate. Previously, all of our characters are known friends. We grew up together at various points in our childhoods. Oh, there it goes again. And we are being accompanied, again, by Castaway's character, who is personally the DM's bodyguard, because I'm playing a guidepost character. Basically someone who makes sure the plot moves forward and we don't stay stagnant for too long. I will try to not talk too much. I did have flashcards somewhere to dictate when I was talking as a DM and when I was talking as a player. Oh, look, he's on his phone now. That'll work as long as we can hear you.
Now I can talk.
You need to fix your stuff, sir, but that's okay. Man, that's an unfortunate thing. So since Badger over here was the first one here. We got argument die. Which color do you want?
White.
All right, picking the white one.
No comment.
Right, yeah. Normal joke will be avoided. We, as a group, have been playing together for a while now. I believe Mock is...
I think for me, like 3 years.
Yeah, well, have you been with us for 3 years?
With you guys.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
it's been a while.
The rest of us are going on 5+ years. Whew, we getting old. But there's that. I think I'm done doing intros for us. Are you guys ready with your characters?
Yes.
Yes, digital character is up.
Okay. Younger man, you good?
I'm just trying to fit this somewhere useful, and it's not working.
Yeah, we don't want to stay
here we go.
the entire time, please. I'm begging you. We don't need. This is an 18+ stream, but I don't need the bait, sir. Get those hairy legs out of here.
Never.
Can you set it up on a shelf?
I'm trying to set it right there. Bam. Perfect.
Okay, there we go. I was like, just put a book or something there, please. I'm begging you. Throw your Rolodex there so it looks interesting. So, we're in Gate. Quick description of Gate. Gate is a giant hole in the wall. I should probably explain the wall. As you saw on our map, it was circular. The world really isn't circular. It's flat like it's supposed to be. Or not flat, but it's circular.
It's like a plane.
It's a plane. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. And the wall itself is uncharted territory that is made of a giant stone wall. Many races and things hide up in the wall, but it's uncharted. The world is centered on the North Pole, kind of very in the center, which is on our little map marked with a little circly thing. So everything is hinted as if drawn in the center of the world and spread out, which is why it looks silly.
So if you bring up the world real quick, I can do a run through of that.
Oh,
Super easy.
See, the person who draws the map talks about the map. All right, it's up.
I cannot see it.
Well,
okay, now I can see it. I got to look at it on my Twitch.
Yeah, sorry.
So if you look at this, the 2 center continents, the 2 green continents, are one hemisphere, and the 2 brown continents are the other hemisphere. The wall is what divides the 2 brown continents.
And like we've talked about before, it's not actually circular. We just didn't draw all this in because map makers don't care about that.
It's a sphere. It's a globe. It works.
There's
ocean on either, are fully surrounding both of the green strips.
Yep.
Okay. I was about to say, are you sure it's not like a donut or like a halo ring?
No. We thought about that.
No.
That was an actual decision we had to make. Anyway,
Jake is not flat.
Jake is not flat.
Dang it!
We're over here in this giant hole.
Bullpucky. This is a world as opposed to a plane.
Hey, we're not talking about it. All right. Anyway, like I said, we're over here doing this fun stuff. We're actually somewhere over here in the unmarked territory because, again, gate goes on both sides. Whatever. Not a big deal. But gate itself, let's get to talking about that. Boop. So, Gate is a major trade town, right? Because it connects the wildlands and the wastelands. The wastelands are what they seem like. They're a big old deserty area with old ancient cities that originally moved around on their own, but have long since settled into place. It is the home of many hidden, stronger monsters, and so on and so forth. And on the opposite end of Gate is the Wildlands, which is the place where basically any other monster type can be found. There's dinosaurs and dragons and anything you can think of kind of has a spot in the Wildlands. For the exception of vampires, because vampires in this world are few and far between. Because of previous campaigns, vampires have basically been hunted into extinction not once but twice. So we're going from there. Now, we are jumping 1,000 years since our last group session, so there's been a lot of changes and things like that. We talked about it in the Zero session, but we are at the end of an empire, 1,000 years after the Rexus Tullius took command of the entire world, and have since taken care of it, right? The world is in decay, the economy is not so great, all these other things that we'll kind of experience as we travel through. We are playing as three nobles and their adventuring companion. For various reasons, we're off to set up, prove ourselves to our families in one way or the other, for the exception of a younger man who is actually playing the oldest character in the group, who is a living relic, a mummy, which is one of our fancy homebrew classes that we made ourselves as a company. Races. Sorry, it's a race, not a class, right? The class, you are a Shadow Warlock, right?
Yep. Which is also a homebrew.
Yeah, we are throwing out as much of our stuff in there as possible. The badger in the corner there is playing one of our homebrew classes as well, instead of our subtypes. So basically, everyone's got a little bit of something that we've made ourselves.
I believe the Warlock subclass, is that one of the ones that we gave out this month?
That was this month's reward, actually. Yep, we rolled it. So if you want
maybe this will be able to
you
answer
too
a couple of the
could
questions.
have the Warlock subclass.
Yes, and if you have questions, feel free to ask in the chat or on Discord, though I don't know how much of us are paying attention in Discord, but if you're in the Discord, in the general is a great place to ask, and we'll answer eventually, even if it's tomorrow.
Yeah, I can monitor that.
That would be high tier wonderful.
That would be high tier wonderful.
Also, just as a prerequisite, both Castaway and me got kiddos, so if you hear loud screaming and whatnot, that's just our lives.
Yeah, I have one right next to me, FYI.
Okay, so if you hear crying, that's why. What else we got? Any other pre-warnings that we should talk about? We'll be taking a break about once an hour, every hour, for potty breaks, drink breaks, whatever we need to do. Probably starting at the second hour. So there'll be intermissions that will leave the stream running for a couple minutes, and then whatever. I know there's a button for it, but I don't want to do it because I'm being lazy. And then all this should eventually be edited and put on our YouTube channel, which eventually will be up and running.
Yes.
So that's that. That's all of our setup. Gate is a traveler town and kind of a mix between the sand and the desert, where a lot of the buildings are built into the walls, have dwarven architecture and things like that, but there's a ton of lumber, obviously farmed from the wildlands because it's almost nearly in the supply. Though in the last 50-ish years or so, there's been quite a bit of rot to be included into it, but that hasn't stopped the people of Gate for using it for anything they can. What you don't see is a lot of metal. just because metal has been traded and stripped and things like that and been replaced by wood or stone. Not that metal is limited or unfindable, it's just much easier to use the other materials right now, especially with the dwarves that lived here. Speaking of races, like most hounds, the races here are mostly going to be dwarves, humans, elvens, half-breeds, and things like that. So, having a mummy and a giant with us is going to be a little awkward.
Interesting.
I mean, my leather armor could just, cover up my
bandages.
My bandages.
Yeah,
just How to Train Your Dragon style full body leather armor.
Or it could be my bandages.
When
giant leather straps.
That'd be interesting, actually. That'd be kind of cool. That aside, Trading Town. It's pretty big. It spans the entirety of the Gap. So there can be a couple miles in between shops or settings. Most people through here travel on some kind of beast or monster. Our group at the moment is on foot, except for one member, right? Because we didn't, or did we all get horses? I don't remember.
I know I have a horse, but it travels
sure.
as fast as walking on foot, so it doesn't really change anything.
Right, you got the big horse. Again, one of our specialty items was a new horse chart because we thought horses were not explained enough in regular D&D, so we added some of our own stuff. Anyway, so yeah, we're basically walking on foot besides the man with the giant horse. We as we said, are starting at level 7, so we as characters have been traveling and doing stuff for quite some time before we came together in this little group. We are not unexperienced morons. We are high-tier trained people, or at least proficiently trained people. Quote unquote. We'll see how it goes. So, what do you guys want to do here? What is your objective?
So where are we at right now? We've just arrived in town, I believe.
So I'm going to say you guys are in the middle of gate at one of the inns, and you guys have completed your adventure to get to this area. You weren't super far away, and younger man's.
I was probably the furthest away.
Right.
Yeah. So you were the furthest away. I am from, if you guys look at the map, I'm from Morin, which...
I'm trying to find gate again, because I was busy.
It's not on the map. We haven't marked it, but it's the red crystals on either side.
Check Raj.
Yeah, it's the red crystals.
Morin's over here.
Yeah. So if you see Morin, we could have met up to start the quest or whatever we're doing to find this belt. That's what I'm doing. I know that's what I'm doing. And Younger is following me.
Literally watching this guy.
So if we traveled from Morin into Gate, it would stand to reason that we are trying to pass through Gate and get to one of these cities. The other side's the Wildland, right?
Yes. Yep. Yes. You were traveling from Morin to the thing. And I'm going to say us getting together, it was just a chance happenstance.
Okay.
Again,
you got too drunk at the bar. I had to pull you out of a fight.
Why would you say such a thing? I don't think Prophy would do that. He's not an idiot. I mean, he's not the smartest bird, but he ain't that dumb.
I'm gonna say that my destination is Giant Thyme.
Giant Thyme. All right, interesting. So again, I'll go to the map so people can see it.
I guess that would make sense.
Giant Thyme is way up top here. Boop-a-doop-a-doo.
And it's in a mountain where there are possibly caves and treasures.
Well, and it is one of the few remaining cities of giants, right? There are some cities that have race specifics in them. Giant Thyme being one of them.
No relation.
No relation.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, technically different, right? Because you're a Goliath, which is basically
I'm a Goliath. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway, so that's my goal destination. And I'm going to say we provision up and move out as soon as possible, pending what your goal is. What is your goal, friend?
my goal is just to adventure and have fun / stay alive. Being the youngest sibling, I have the least likely chance of obtaining the imperial throne, but through cunning and wit and whatnot, I might obtain it. And if I obtain it, I'm going to need resources to command it. So, there be that.
Giant.
Giant
Hiring
resources.
giant.
So I've decided to travel with you. At the moment, you are leading the charge, and we're just along for the adventure because heck yeah, adventure yeah.
Okay. Well then, I say we take 1 day to provision up, find any extra items, food, things that we need, and then we push out the next day. So we've got 1 more day to pay for at the inn.
I'm going to say that was paid for. I'm not going to
Okay.
worry about that. But your starting money that I gave you for being whatever level you're at is where you're at, and it's basically to represent, hey, we've spent stuff on traveling expenses, magic items, all that fun stuff. Yes. Question.
I don't remember that portion.
So I have 25 gold.
That's
it was
what
sold out.
I have because that's how much
Yep.
your background provides you.
Yep.
Okay.
That's pretty much
I
it.
thought you said because of your level. I was like, whoa. Does this mean we get more money?
No, you guys got stuff
Yeah.
for your level if you remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a dope
Okay.
shield.
Super dope shit. What did I get? That's the real question.
I got
You got a
horse
ring
armor.
that gives you,
Right.
anti-necromancy.
Yes, I got one of our specialty
Resistance.
items. Yes, I got
And a
bone
rotten
finger,
finger.
baby. Bone finger.
Bone finger.
your finger's less fleshy than mine.
That's disturbing. Been around for a while. You should have nothing left, but whatever. That's fine. That's fine. It's not weird at all. Okay, so you guys have a chance to do stuff in town during this day. Again, this is for rationing up and stuff. You don't have a ton of gold, but there are plenty of things that you can get that aren't super expensive. As for keeping track of rations and foods and things like that, I'm going to keep that to a minimum unless there are story reasons for them to be like, haha, you better have rations. Same thing with weight and things like that. As long as you guys aren't carrying a unrealistic amount of things. I've killed 7 elephants and they're all in my backpack. Hit the backpack of holding. It can hold that. Nope, try again. Yeah. As long as we're not dealing with that, I'm not going to keep track of it too hard. But that being said, we are going through the wildlands, so making sure you have enough for your planned journey is probably important. You guys should all have a starting amount from your backpacks, which I believe is like 5.
5 unless you get the Dungeoner's pack, which is 10.
Right. So, getting rations here is probably a wise choice. Or you just say, F it, we can hunt whatever we want in the wildlands and eat that way. Game is not a lacking part of the wildlands by far.
I have to feed 3 useless men.
That's right, you got retainers with you. Don't forget them.
Sorry, just a sec. I'm going to determine how many of them are men.
Hey, 50-50 on that one.
You mind if I start with my day's search for items?
Sure, of course.
Okay, so I am going to search for water. We can hunt everything like that, but water is a scarcity. Are water stones still a thing?
Water stones are not a thing. So, I'll take that back. They are still a thing, but they are very rare. The crafting ability to infuse magic just with whatever magic you want is kind of a lost art at this point. People still do it, and there are still rune experts that dot the land, but they are few and far between. Not that a water stone would be unfindable, especially in Gate, but it's probably more than 25 gold. Especially for the people heading into the desert.
I'm here, just 1 second.
Okay, as long as we can hear you, that's all that matters.
Nonetheless, I'm gonna search for that or one of those geyser bags.
Bags of geyser, also a good item. I believe it is uncommon.
And perhaps negotiate price down if I get lucky. So, would you like me to roll anything for that, or are you gonna?
I'm gonna say you have enough time. If all you're doing is looking for those 2 things and not trying to do anything else in a timely manner, I'll just roll percentile to see if either of those items are in town.
Sounds
All
good.
right. So for the first item, big no. Big surprise. If they did have them, they're not selling them to you for some reason. And second one, yes, definitely. As you're going through one of the shops, you see what you assume to be a bag of geyser.
Okay. I will engage the shopkeep.
Engage the shopkeeper. The encounter begins. All right, so this is a small human male. Not small because he is a child, just small because he is old. Looks like his shop is as old as he is. It's been in here for quite some time. And you approach him about the bag, or how do you see it on the counter, just kind of like off to the side.
So I grab the bag and present it to him as one would purchasing a bag. And hello, friend. I would like to purchase this bag. How much for it?
He holds around his head for a little bit. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it. How do you spell? Oh, there it was. Geysc. Aha! I found it. I should probably specify D&D. That'll help. It's actually called. No, that's not it. It would actually be called a decanter of endless water. Is what it's probably actually called. We've just been calling it by the wrong name because. Yep. No, here it is. Yeah, that's definitely what it's called. Yeah, and he goes, I see you found the diamond in the rough. You know what you're looking at there, boy?
I believe so. Is this a bag of geyser?
Well, I'd be careful using that command with it. That's not what it's called.
Oh, what is it called, friend?
It's called a decanter of endless water.
Oh. Endless water sounds nice.
Yes, it is. Though, looking at your persons, I don't know if you can afford it.
You do realize you're looking at a noble, friend.
Oh, a noble. Well, politely, nobles die of thirst all the same.
Yes, we do, which is why I would like to purchase this.
Smart decision.
And you are correct in assuming that my purse is not large at the current time. We are well into a journey. However, perhaps you could do a good deed and help a fellow out. Also, gaining some amount of influence with a noble along the way.
Well, what family are you from?
I am from the. I've got to grab my family name here. Stone Rule family.
The Stone Rules are dwarves. Are you pulling my leg?
I am not, and I present my holy symbol. Not holy symbol. Noble title.
Yes. Well, paperwork can be forged. Any other ways of proving that you are who you say you are?
Do I have a letter of quest from my father?
Marking
the beginning of the quest?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know if
Probably
that, like,
not.
you remember you did this on personal reasons. Your father didn't tell you to go out and do this. You're just proving that you're a badass without having to be told.
And the DM strikes.
So aside from my paperwork,
you should have a signet ring. Is probably more of an item that would be showing.
Okay, I do not have the signet ring listed.
You fool! You're a noble. You definitely have one.
Okay.
Because it also works as your seal when you're signing letters and things like that, for it to be like, this is an official letter.
Yes. So I present my signet ring that fits my Goliath finger.
That is a ring. He goes, okay, well. It seems
actually it was originally a bracelet.
You got those thick fingers. He looks it over and goes, okay, I've definitely seen that symbol before. Your great grandfather came through here quite some time ago. Again, he was a dwarf, though. I don't know if he's actually related to you. But hey,
Not
you
by
know,
blood, but I have been adopted into the family and am on a quest to not only gain my position in the family, but gain leadership of the family.
really.
Yes.
Your
My
family.
father Grent will be passing the family on to me should I be able to return with the belt of dwarven kind.
Interesting. Well, Mr. Noble, I can't give this away for free.
I am not asking for it for free.
But you trade me whatever gold you have and your signet ring as a promise to pay the rest later. I will trade you for this decanter of endless water.
I unfortunately cannot part with my signet ring, as you have already explained. It is the only thing that can identify me as a noble. This paperwork is basically meaningless, identifying a Goliath as a dwarf.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Well, either way, the decanter here sits at 500 gold, and that is a steal at the most. I might be willing to take 100 or 2 off in good faith. But you're from the desert, so you should be able to figure out where water is. But are you heading back there? You look like you're on the other side of the gate.
I am headed into the wildlands.
He goes,
Out of
"Oh,
character, may I make a persuasion roll?
sure, of course." I've already rolled a opinion roll of you, and it's pretty high.
Oh, 24.
Okay. Yeah,
Ooh.
that kind of goes along with how he's feeling. He's already a fan of what you're talking about. Everything you've said so far has got him pumped for old man status. He's like ready. How can I help? But he's still a man that has to make money. And
Yep.
there's no way you're reducing it down to 25 gold. Not without some kind of other compensation. That being said, you do have other items on your character.
Not many.
This is true.
I have my horse tack, which I need. I have my lance, which I need. I have my leather armor, which I need. I could part with my dice.
I do not think your copper dice, or you being a noble, your gold dice are going to change the deal too much.
Yep. And then I have my explorer's pack and my signet ring. That's it. That's all of my stuff.
So this is a case of this item is just out of your ability to get it at this point. And he kind of talks you through it, and he goes, "Look, you're going into the wildlands. An old trick I picked up a long time ago is take 2 daggers and stick them in the tree, and it generally rains relatively often, or in the morning it'll dewdrop and filter its way through your blades. Just make sure you don't put poison on the blades unless you're trying to brew a poison. I had a friend that made that mistake once.
Noted.
He's buried out there somewhere.
Would you perhaps... Oh, man, I can't buy daggers.
Your own personal rule.
I could do the same with my lance. Just stab my lance into a tree.
Just talk to your friends. They'll probably have daggers. Again, for people that missed the original Zero session, Badger here is making sure that his character only plays with one weapon type the entire time he plays through. That is a personal goal he has set for himself. That was something fun to mix it up, because generally he's a min-maxer that just destroys everything. This time he's like, I'm sticking with a lance, and the lance is it. That's all I'm ever using. We'll see how long it lasts. When I disarm him in the first combat and he's over here fisticuffing it,
let's go.
Okay, so
if fists are considered weapons, he still can't punch anything.
Oh no!
No, I can only use one weapon at a time. So if I drop the lance, I can pick up a sword or something.
Okay.
But I cannot walk around with, not so much a min-maxer, but I always like to walk around with like every item that I can possibly get my hands on.
We've had a halberd of warning for 6 months, and it's never been used. Either part of it. Nothing. We don't get surprised by anything ever, and no one's used it in combat because we have better weapons. Anyway, jokes aside.
Yes.
You are going to part politely with this guy. He seems friendly enough.
Wonderful. Friendly shopkeep.
Moving over. Younger man, are you ready to do stuff? Or are you still doing things in the background? You are muted. I cannot hear you.
I would be following our compatriot here. No wonder you guys weren't understanding what I was saying. I was like, man, just ignore me. As you like step out of the shop, I'm kind of sort of there, me standing there with my three stooges in the background, and I'm like, don't worry, I can get you water, as I have two daggers underneath my coattails.
Very
It's
nice.
not like I assume you and these three will probably need it. Water.
Water is important for the people that are
Yes,
undead.
we will definitely need water.
Okay, so do you have anything else that you want to do with the shopkeep, or are you good just following him around?
I'm good for now, as long as my guys have their whatever rations.
Ah, yes, we still haven't bought rations. Do you want to do that, or are you guys just gonna yada yada?
Yada yada, some hunting and stuff.
Okay.
We'll probably hunt in the wildlands.
Okay, too easy. Jumping down to Castaway. Is there anything you would like to do in Gate while we are here?
Oh yes, I would like to get a couple more water skins.
Ah, you say, haha, it's nice that, you guys think we can forge for things, but I'm actually going to get stuff to make sure we can hold it. Great. I
I only care about you, sir. That's all.
Okay, so the water skins are a dime a dozen. Almost literally, they're not super expensive.
Okay.
You can buy a 4-pack for a gold coin kind of thing.
Cool. Then I'll buy 4 more.
All right, add to your character sheet. Take off a gold.
Yeah.
Question.
And then
answer.
As far as rations,
After the question, go ahead. Go ahead, Castaway. Younger waiting for you to finish.
Just for rations.
Mm-hmm.
The cost on those.
So they are 5. Well, let's see. Sorry, I gotta depreciate the value a little bit. You guys are on the heading to the wildland side, so stuff like those, water's a little bit cheaper over here, food's a little bit cheaper over here because it's more abundant and doesn't have to travel to the other side. And people know you're going to a place that has a lot of it, so it's pretty fair market price. They're going to be 3 silver a piece.
Okay. I'll take 2 more days of rations then.
Okay, so you're paying a gold a gold and a silver.
Well, you said it was 3 silver a piece.
Sorry, 3. Yeah, so 6 silver.
So we'll do. All right, so I'll just do another gold. So 3 days of rations.
Okay.
They get a tip.
What if you do 1 gold and 1 silver, then you get 4 days?
Oh, but then I have to break down.
Oh,
okay.
Okay. Whatever you want to do. You want to tip this man a good amount of money, you can do that. You're going to make a very happy
tipped
butcher.
Him 3 silver. I tipped him a silver, a single silver.
You do so.
Yeah.
By the way, we have I 100% forgot, and I just looked it up. We have 10 days rations per explorer's pack.
I thought that was Dungeoner's pack. Oh yeah, no, explorer's pack.
Yep. I just looked up everything.
Well, I have to make sure that my charge stays alive, so I'm bringing extra.
I do appreciate that. My character's gonna kind of just waddle through the town. He has nothing he really needs. Again, he's just kind of enjoying the adventure. This is the probably second or third time he's left the capital city, so all this adventuring up to this point is still exciting. And this is the really the first time he's been on his quote-unquote own, besides his bodyguard.
Babysitter.
Yeah. So he's just enjoying and seeing all the people. It's crazy. Look, they're eating not so fancy food. It's great.
I know what I want now.
Okay, jumping back to you then, mommy man.
So I would like to buy cloths.
Cloth, just straight up material cloth.
Yep, just straight up material cloth.
Okay, how high a quality are
like
you?
Like linen.
Okay, so you're looking above. What can I think of the word? Burlap sack, but not silk, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're looking at something that's about 2 copper a yard. Sorry, not copper. 2 silver a yard.
Okay. How much would it take? How many yards would it take to create a set of different bandages? Just one?
Yeah, I mean, depends on how big you want the bandages. Again, a yard is about, what, 3 feet?
Yeah,
Exactly.
3 feet cut into strips.
Okay.
So maybe 6 bandages, maybe 6-inch strips.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will spend, what's a reasonable amount of money?
1 gold gets you 5 yards.
Yeah. I'll spend a gold for 5 yards.
You do so. Shopkeep seems to be
That'll be
happy.
30 strips of cloth.
Yeah, basically they give you a half-used bundle, because generally they bundle them in 10-yard strips. So you get whatever else was on there. There's not much extra. They might have even shorted you a little bit. You don't
Ouch.
know.
That's weird. I would then like to go and purchase rations for my plebs.
Okay, yeah, rations for your plebs. So you go to one of the.
Do they have anything? Do they own anything?
So they have their own equipment that is basic traveling gear, small weapons to defend themselves if they really need to. Though they run away if combat actually starts.
Run away.
And then they are carrying all the stuff that is for taking care of you. So they have the equivalent of a tent that they carry around for you at all times. Anytime you need gear taken care of, they hold it on their back until you call for it.
Just hand it to them.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
But as for food and
Squares.
rations, just assume that they have the same stuff that you guys would have from a starting pack for like an explorer's pack or whatever.
Okay. With that being said, I do not remember if the explorer's pack actually has water skin.
It has one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they all should have a singular water skin that they will automatically try and take care of on their own, because you will know that part of your noble stuff is they get taken care of by the family still. So they aren't directly paid by you unless you want to. They have their own money. They're going to pay for themselves. If you deem it worthy that you're like, I'm also going to take care of them, especially while we're traveling, they'll love you even more. But at this point, they are your dedicated servants.
Okay. I guess my next question is spell components.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to go about that in this campaign?
So we're going to use the as long as you are the appropriate level for it, you have it. For the exception of stuff that gets consumed. If something is consumed, you need to actually have it on your character sheet. So resurrection stones, stone worth 10,000 gold. When we get to the higher level spells, the stuff that is like, you need a specific gem, blah, 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 we'll talk about that then. But for like your level 1s and 2 stuff that you could like, it's a feather, you have feathers. Things like that. My only dictation with that, though, is you have to have a components bag. So if you didn't pick that, that's something you're going to want to pick up.
I did pick that.
Okay.
I did pick a components pouch because why would I use a orb?
I agree. It's a silly thing that we kind of jump by.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I got cloth. I already have a tent, you said, and they have food. So I am complacent now.
Okay, complacent mummy. Great. Go ahead and roll me a D100 really quick as you travel through town.
I'm underneath my leather armor.
That's okay.
93.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to say just zoop on by. No one really pays you much mind. Life is good. You don't have any chance encounters as we go through this town. All right, so the day is up. You wake up the following morning, and you travel to the edge of gate and meet up with each other. Obviously, your friend with the horse is clomping along, and the other 3 of us plebs over here are on foot, just chilling.
Real quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Using a bucklers don't count as shields when you're making unarmed strikes, correct?
What do you mean? Sorry.
It's like if I'm punching something, my bucklers don't count as shields then.
I mean, they still give you your pluses that they would
AC.
give you normally. Yeah.
Right.
But
I'm saying, how like for a monk,
yes,
they can use a buckler, but they can't use a shield. And if they use the buckler, then they're still fine.
Yes, yeah. Don't again. Bucklers are kind of just hey, you get an AC of 1.
Okay.
When you're using them. The exception to that is if you're holding a hand buckler and it is literally not strapped to your wrist. If it's like in your
No,
hand.
okay. No, remember my shields were like affixed to me.
Yes. Yeah. Since
Yep,
you got
okay.
the affixed buckler thing and your special shielding thing is fine. It's not a weapon you're holding in your hand.
Okay.
But yeah, when you pick a buckler up, if you find a buckler that way, that's when it takes up your hand slot. You can still punch
Gotcha.
them normally. Okay.
So,
Yes.
we are at the end of gate, and we need to pick another destination.
Correct. So you want to head up north to
Giant Dime.
Giant Dime. It's actually not north because, as we said before, north is actually the very center of our map. So that being said, cardinally though, if you're looking at the map, we're heading north, which we'll zoom in here. That means our next big spot is Navi. And from gate, which will be right about here, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days of regular travel. But this is the Wildlands, so you double that because you're under thick brush pretty much the whole time, and none of you are rangers or anything that grants you bonuses to rough terrain. And for
Sure, I'm not.
And traveling through here is 100% rough terrain, so it'll take you about 22 days to get to Navi. It's so nice that this is actually gridded and I can count it out. For the people looking,
somebody fly.
This giant black splotch in the middle of nowhere is actually a marking for underground stuff. Though the players do not know that, they can't see it. There's no definable difference from the top of this place. But yeah, the quickest place to Navi, if you just go in a straight line, is about 22 days worth of travel.
Is that left or right on the map?
It is on the left side of the map in the Wildlands, and Navi's like right next to that again, the splotchy blue gray thing. It's kind of in the crook of it.
Well then, shall we set out?
I believe you should.
I say we shall.
Okay.
Yes.
So, that's 3 weeks plus of traveling. Let's do some percentile rolls, baby.
Are you doing all our encounter rolls yourself?
Yes. Yeah. I'm making that easy for you guys. So you guys make it about 4 days on your journey before something happens. For those of you watching, I roll a couple of different sets. We do bi-weekly encounters. I roll a D100 to see how you go. Depending on the routes you take, there might be a safe percentile, so it ranges anywhere from 50 to 80 on how safe a road is. And basically, if I roll at that number or lower, you get an encounter. If I roll above that number, it's fine. And you do a couple rolls per week. We're in the Wildlands, so we're right at that 50% mark. Or sorry, that 80% mark. Anyway, whatever. And we got stuff. And here's the roll. Okay. Hey, guess what? Combat, baby. Move some stuff around on my end.
Not necessarily. It just means encounter.
Oh, no. Well, a negative encounter with some kind of humanoid.
Wildlands creature. Oh, humanoid.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Perfect. That's what I needed.
So,
Goblin, doing whatever a goblin does. Does he steal people's ears?
yes, it does, because he's a thief. Doodaloo! The goblins eat people's faces. Okay. So, people on Twitch / wherever, let me know how this looks, because, I'm looking at 3 different things here. Hello.
I think we've only got 2 people on
That's okay.
Twitch.
That's okay. If they're talking, they're talking. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out this new camera and how to keep it from being annoyingly wibbly, but also high enough where you can see things.
Yes, those 2 squares.
Yes.
Shh.
Grand total of 5 squares.
That'll be enough. If I can get it to stay still. That's my one issue with this camera, is this kind of wiggly. There's gotta be a way to time it, right? What if I turn it?
You gotta get one of those. What do they call them? There's like the lamps that like hang over, like the
Yes.
hangover lamp, and just attach it to the hangover lamp without a camera. That's better.
You know what?
Yeah.
That might be a solution, Younger. I like the way you're thinking. Okay, character tokens, since we forgot to pick those out at the beginning of the session. Span, you okay being Goliath boy?
Yes. Thanos.
Thanos.
I'm gonna put you over here. I'm not.
Actually, you need a large token because I am on a horse.
Yes. Large. A friendly reminder: large is the same size as medium. You just take up the whole 5 feet.
Yes.
Keep that one up for Younger when he summons stuff. We don't need these critical cards. You whip them into non-existence. Well, do we have any spellcasters? Oh yeah, duh. You want to be cool, unpainted?
I want to be creepy black hooded figures.
What about this guy?
That's fair.
Okay, for now, if I find a better thing, I will grab it for you. I mean, I could just do this one where you're just a skeleton dude. No arms.
With no arm.
Here's my character, just dead body. Castaway, what's your race again?
Half orc.
Half orc. Do you want to be
Half orc, half human, so it doesn't really matter.
Do you want to just be full orc? Wow, that lighting is trash. Full orc or
Where's Penelope's thing?
put away forever ago.
Warhammer? A Warhammer orc?
Warhammer orc, baby.
I mean, I do have a warhammer on me, so feel free to.
Okay, we'll use him for now. Again, if I find a better one later, I will 100% give it to you. I don't have any sneaky boys in here like usual. What's up with that? Younger, do you have a summons? You're a pack person, right? This little goblin-y thing's gonna be your... Wow, that...
Okay.
That is super terrible auto-resolution. I apologize, y'all. Oh, right. Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah. That is weird. You know, I just realized, though, the stream is seeing the map as well. I'm gonna go change something to OBS really quick. Don't mind me. Sorry, Twitch. This is gonna be confusing.
What? Stream seeing the map.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind. Let me close OBS.
It's only seeing the 9 squares.
Yeah, well, look, that's all we got right now. I'm gonna put your little guy over there.
Good thing we can talk through most of the combat.
Yeah, right?
Thank you, experience.
Shut up. I will move the thing if necessary. Don't worry.
So, Younger, you are Marsex, correct?
Yes.
Snipe, you're Prophy, and Castaway, you are Utrum.
Yes.
Yes.
Pokeboy.
Okay, got the names. Hey, it's Penelope.
It is Penelope.
Uthram is the orc. Half orc.
Yeah, Utrum is the half orc.
You guys are level 7s, right?
And
Yes.
what is yours?
Mine? I am Slushy, remember? Because I'm 7-Eleven.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember now. Okay. Oh, what are you, Roger?
Prophy? My name is Prophy.
Yeah.
Fluffy?
Prophy.
No. Oh,
Like Proby, but Prophy.
Prophy. Like proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only
You think
one
it'd
with
be
a
possible
normal
to
name.
justify a bugbear monk?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Drunken bugbear monk.
Definitely done that before, so yes.
10-foot range on all melees.
Yeah, no, like it's a great combo actually. one of our other supporters of our group. That's one of the characters he played recently. Anyway, what you see in front of you are two large demon-esque creatures devouring at what looks to be the remains of some very unfortunate dire wolves.
You said fiends.
Things? Things. They are not
Oh.
either of these things, actually. They are, well, someone roll a nature check. They haven't spotted you yet, but you are too close to not be seen in the near future. You think you have about a
I will
turn
give a nature check.
before something happens.
Oof. 11.
Those are demons.
11? So
Yes.
you know that they aren't demons. They aren't spewing a aura of death and destruction, though lots of people call them demons. Sorry, I'm trying to turn off the secondary light to see if it helps with the lighting at all.
It's good. We can play like this.
But there's a giant sun mark in the middle over here. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I think I gotta turn off the other room light. Whatever. I'm gonna do that really quick. Who's next? What else? Who else would like to roll?
I'm gonna do an insight check.
An insight check to know if these things are malicious and dangerous.
Si, senor.
Okay.
Maybe.
Roll higher than a 1.
10.
Oh, you know that these things are cold-blooded killers.
All right. Can I proceed with my next action?
You do notice that they do have actual weapons, so that deems that there's some level of intelligence to them.
Okay.
And they are wearing armor.
Okay. Dang it. If only I had heat metal already.
Gungar, your action up
Yeah.
next. Or your roll up next.
Okay. I will cast suggestion on one.
Wait a minute. We gotta do initiative before we cast things.
Oh, okay.
No, I told you all
Yeah.
you have one action.
One action? Okay.
His action is to cast suggestion, but are you really going to want to draw their attention on you right off the bat? Because you will cut my turn off.
That's true.
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying that's what will happen.
I will reactionary prepare.
Okay.
My suggestion spell.
Okay, so you're gonna prep. Okay, perfect. What is the trigger for your reactionary spell?
Hostile action by one of the two creatures.
Okay, so if they start charging you or something like that, you'll hit whichever one jumps at you first. Okay, too easy. My turn. Oh, that's terrifying. Y'all are dead. I'm gonna kill you on the first encounter. It's gonna be rough.
That's what you think.
Okay. I'm going to make a history check to see if I've ever heard of any creatures like these before. That's a whopping 16 plus history of 4. So a total of 20. I tell you guys that these guys are Oni. I've seen them in books before. They generally travel in pairs. They are giant monsters. They travel in pairs until one of them is killed, and then the other one just goes on a helpless rampage, basically, of the surrounding area, if they aren't killed at the same time. Not that they lose reason, that's just what they do for whatever reason. They're paired off when they are born, whether it be with a sibling or a future mate, sometimes those being the same things. But here they travel together in packs until one is murdered by something, especially in the wildlands. These are very rare creatures. You will not. This will probably be the only time you come across them, unless there's a reason for it. They are intelligent creatures. They do understand some languages, but that rarely stops them from interacting with anything but their own kind.
Which is very few.
Yes, they're basically like giant berserkers. Is the easiest way to describe their class. They're like stone giants, but feral.
But feral. Ooh, scary.
That's the best way to describe it. All right, one second. Let me pull this light switch and see if that helps with the map, at least on my end, because it's driving me crazy. Driving me crazy. Oh, all right. Well, there's no sun there anymore, so you can see the lines, but that's about it. Okay. We've all done our turns. I've done the rolls. Initiatives. Who wants to be our initiative tracker? Because I ain't doing it. Also, we need someone taking notes, which they should probably be different every session.
I can keep track of initiative.
Okay.
I have a child right now, so I'm not typing.
Okay.
I can take notes.
Okay.
Sorry.
I've got the
both.
gameplay notes over here.
Sweet. Perfect. Okay, Younger, you ready? I'm going to do the Oni 1 and Oni 2. Oni 1's going to be this bad boy over here. Oni 2 is going to be the colored one.
Okay.
Okay, so Oni 1 goes on a whopping 16. How many pluses? That makes life easy. And Oni 2 goes on 12.
Okay.
And then
I will go on 16.
Okay, I'm going to have you go before the Oni.
18.
Oh, well, you're definitely going before the Oni. That's my +2 to initiative. Whew, such a fast thief. Ha ha! Okay, that's a 13 out of 3. I was like, oh man, it's going to be bad. 15 total for me.
Okay, Slushy.
Slushy's gonna go on 4.
Nice.
Slushy slow
And
rolling. He's like, I want to see what these guys do. Goof them up.
Uthram
Uthram?
shall be going on 13.
Okay.
Okay. So, starting the initiative order, I believe, is Younger's character. Younger, your spell dissipates at the start of your turn because they did not attack you.
I couldn't activate that before then?
Mm-mm.
Like, I would have definitely, especially since I'm first in combat.
Yes,
like-
I understand. But that's how held reactions work.
Okay.
They didn't activate your trigger, you burn it.
Well, then, I will then cast Suggestion again
Okay, do you speak giant?
on, actually, just one moment. Yeah, I do, because I have to, because of our companion.
Ah, hey, that's
I
important.
speak Goliath.
Which is giant, you goose.
Oh.
And so I will tell Oni 1 to kill Oni 2.
Only one, kill only two. Is that, can they do that? Is suggestion
Yeah,
strong enough?
as long as it's the it has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess it's a whole sentence, huh? Not a whatever, and it can't harm itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. It rolled an 8. You said it was a wisdom?
Yeah.
Total of 9, so I assume that fails.
Fails terribly.
Okay, so on his turn, he will attack his buddy.
Okay, it is now Oni 1's turn.
Oni-chan, no! Boop, boop, slappity slaps. So, actually, it doesn't even have to get that close. It can go here, and it pulls the gavel off its back. You noticed earlier it was clawing into the direwolves with just its claws, but now that it's attacking its buddy, it pulls out a giant glaive and just, whatcha! Let's make some rolls.
Do you think that's a surprise that his companion just, immediately turned on him and
I'm going to say no, because it's not like you're hidden at this point. If you were like in the shadows casting suggestion, but you obviously hit him with some kind of thing. He resisted for a second and then turned and said, I'm going to get you, bro. So I'm going to say no on surprise. Like physically surprised? Yeah, probably. But no on surprise mechanic. Also, you gave the suggestion in giant so it could understand it. So it definitely heard you because it's not like suggestion is quiet.
Yeah, but if I heard somebody be like, yell at my buddy like kill your friend, I'm not gonna think my buddy's gonna kill my friend.
Right. But the fact that he heard it is why you don't get the surprise. Again.
Yeah.
I understand. He's definitely gonna be in shock and be like, what the heck? Alright, let's see what we got. Ooh. Alright, so first attack. That is a plus. Oh, both of these are +7. Woohoo! So, 17 hits and 26 hit. See if there's anything else that he needs to. Ooh, that's fancy. All right, so he gets hit twice. Um, 15 both times. He takes 30 points of damage to his buddy off the bat. Just chop, chop. That's
As
his
it
turn.
should be.
That's his turn. Nice use of suggestion. Now, obviously, the spell wears off at the end of the turn, right? Or does he have to save in the
8
future?
hours.
Oh, does he get to save every round? Or is it just he's going to
No.
attack his buddy until he takes damage?
Until it's completed. Until the task is completed.
Oh, I need to read this one because I feel like there should be a caveat somewhere saying you can't attack your friends continuously.
I'm reading it right now, and I do not see any.
Suggestion. Second level spell. You did have to burn 2. Oh, so you're out of spell slots then.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I would have definitely used it if not.
Yes,
but
I understand. That makes sense now. Okay. Okay, so just as a clarification for how you would have had to word this to make it, not instantly lose the power of the spell, you definitely would have had to say something along the lines of, "Hey, your friend's gonna kill you eventually. You should kill him first."
Okay.
Because that's one of the things in the narrative.
It has to sound reasonable.
Okay, it is a concentration, so try not to get hit.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna roll with it, though I do not believe that is how that spell is supposed to work. I'll probably regret that later. Because it is not directly harmful to him.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I'm going with it. All right, next. Next? Anybody? Who's next?
After it would be the Prophy's turn.
It's a me, a stabby. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to... Oh, so many choices here.
Inside.
You know what? I'm actually going to try out this new Psychic Blade. What's it? Because it sounds like fun. So on my... It's an action to make the blade, and then... Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So, I make a blade of psionic energy. And then I'm actually going to... Should I move on this one? There's no one next to it. Yeah. Sorry, give me a second here. There's really no place to break line of sight at the moment, so I'm not going to get any advantage. So, actually, this round, I'm going to take the steady aim ability as a bonus action. So, next round, I'll have advantage. And at this point, I'm just going to create a dagger and yeet it at the bad guys. It won't have anything special to it. I won't be able to sneak attack, but psychic damage. Range attack, they're definitely within 60, so. Blah. Whoa, what a roll! Definitely wanted advantage. A whopping 9. Misses terribly. Someone cry for me. That's pathetic. Alright, yeah, so I just make a psionic blade and go, ha! And it just misses. Just wasn't even close. Again, steady aim is what I'm taking this time, so it reduces my speed to 0. I can't move this round at all.
You're a rogue, right?
Yes.
Are you the type of rogue that gets advantage if you have an ally within 5 feet?
Of the enemy, yes.
You have an ally within 5 feet of the enemy.
No, I do not. The enemy does not
He
come
is.
in. He is not my ally. I'm going to kill him as well.
Oh, okay.
I like what you're going with, but he's also not within 5 feet. He's within 10. But no, I'm definitely going to try and kill him too. So, and as soon as he kills his friend, he's going to kill us. So he's not an ally by far. Oh, you know what? Just for funsies, because why not? I'm going to actually use Lucky. I know it's a little bit past the roll, but Why not? Much better
You're the
roll.
GM.
I know. That's why I say these things. 18 plus pluses, so plus 5 gives me a whopping 23. 23 hits. A blade of psionic energy goes and slaps this dude in the face for 1d6 points of damage. 5 plus my other stuff. So that is a whopping 7 points of damage on the one that's been hit.
Nice.
That's something. I'm a rogue. What do you expect of me? That's it. That's my turn.
Okay.
It is now Uthrum's turn.
I am going to use a cantrip
Okay.
and cast Sacred Flame on the one that is not affected by this other spell.
So the one that's been okay. He makes a wisdom saving throw.
Dex.
Dark side. I was like, I'm gonna use the good dice now. Use the enemy
Don't
dice.
use this. Use the bad ones.
14 straight.
He Dex save was 14, so does he pass?
He passes. Yeah. It's
Well,
just like
dang.
it's just like AC. If you hit it, you make it.
Gotcha. So that failed. Now I'm going to run at him and try and attack him.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
How close is that?
You are 15-ish feet away. There's 10 feet of space in between you two, but he is 15 feet away from you.
Okay. Then, ooh, okay. All right. I'm gonna try Sacred Flame again.
Again?
Yeah.
How you doing that?
It's a cantrip. Or does that not work?
No, cantrips still take a whole action.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, I'm just gonna chill.
Okay. You have
Oh, wait, bonus action.
I was gonna say you have a bonus action. You can maybe do something with that.
All right, I'm going to use Sanctuary on myself.
Is that a bonus action?
Yep, one bonus action.
Oh, fancy. Also, what class are you playing again?
I am a cleric.
Mm,
Of
And
the
fighter.
Forge.
right.
I changed. I ended up not going Forge because since I was able to actually unlock everything, I went with Tempest, so I don't get that +1 weapon or shield thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. Cleric soldier. I like it. So, you cast Sanctuary, which means things that try to hit you have to make wisdom saves before they can hit
Yes.
you. Okie dokie. Put this back on Oni so I know their stats. Sorry, messing with my phone right now. Okay, next.
After it would be Oni 2.
Oni
the
2.
one who's been walloped on.
Wallop. Okay, so he looks mad. And he goes, "Brother,
Really?
why have you betrayed me?" He seems to heal a little bit at the start of his turn, you notice. And then he disappears. I gotta grab a...
Just straight disappears.
Just straight up is not on the board that you can tell. Again, let me find this thingamabopper.
Do I have to make a save or something?
Nope, no saves needed.
Am I within 10 feet or is it 15? You said.
Yeah, 15.
Okay.
Okay. This if you guys can't tell, this is the someone has disappeared marker. It'll mark their last position.
Okay.
And that's his turn though, as he just bloops out of nowhere, gains 10 hit points.
I have blind fighting, so if he comes within 10 feet of me, I see him. I know he's there. FYI.
Okay.
Well, by process of elimination, I should be next in the line.
You are last. Yes.
Yes.
So I am going to ready my lance. I guess I can't hold my action for next round because I'm the end of the round, can I?
Yes. I mean,
No.
it will hold your action until the start of your turn.
Okay.
Once your turn hits, then that's what it is.
I am going to hold ready an action of charging and stabbing with my lance.
Okay.
If he appears within 40 feet.
Okay, specifically the one that disappeared?
Yes, specifically the one that turned invisible.
Okay.
And that is going to be my turn. Don't charge.
Okay. That's your turn. The ready to action is to hold a charging attack until you see something. Now, just as a side note, may I suggest a better held action?
I don't have a better held action.
So instead of it being specifically the one that's invisible, why don't you target either of the enemies if they get within 40 feet?
Because I am specifically hunting the one that has disappeared.
Okay. Do you have any other advantages for hunting invisible creatures?
I don't have any other advantages for hunting invisible creatures. However, yeah, I feel like we've done the most damage to him, and I want to attack him, and I don't want to break whatever is happening to the other guy.
Okay. I mean, him getting attacked won't break the spell. It's if Younger gets slapped up, because he's the one concentrating on it.
And also, running around with a invisible person running around as well is not something I want to be doing.
Fair. All right. Next.
After that, it is now Slushy's turn. Oh wait, it was just Slushy's turn. Sorry. It was now it's back to me. Oh shoot. Well. Now that I know he wants to hit me, is there anywhere that looks like there is dim light or darkness?
Let me roll a clock check really quick.
Okay. And we're in the Wildlands, so I believe.
And it is super early in the morning. It's 9 o'clock. So sun it is risen. Dim light is kind of a constant here. You know what I mean? There's shadows pretty much everywhere, but the sun is up, so there are sheets of light everywhere. I'm going to say anywhere where there's darkness on the map, so like up in this corner over here, are dim light areas that won't affect you guys running through it, but they're definitely dim light because of shadows and whatnot. And anywhere that's lit up white there's sunbeams there that is stopping it from being not visible.
So I can't see my character right now. But I would like my character to briefly look over the area, like just a brief gaze, and then use my invocation, One with Shadows, or my ability as a Shadow Warlock to teleport within 30 feet to a shadow.
Okay, so you would like to go into a shadow and then teleport to somewhere else within 30 feet in another shadow? Because you are not in a shadow currently. I would. You cannot teleport into a shadow. You have to teleport from a shadow to a shadow.
That's true. Okay.
I mean, there's some dim light not super far away, like literally 2 squares worth of movement.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay. 1, 2, you are in some form of dim light.
I will then use it to hop over, hopefully behind what it would be known as like concealment, covering concealment, between me and where the Onis were.
You are definitely so the Onis are on like the other side of the map. So even if you use the majority of your movement to get up to like here or whatever, which is 2 more squares, so you're sitting at 4.
I just mean like just foliage in the way, like, or a tree.
I mean, yeah. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's just out of range. You can kind of be over here by your friend, but again, that's more like dim light or darkness. There's really no cover over there.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to have something be between me, like a can. Like if you were the Oni, I want to teleport behind the can.
I understand. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, you can head up into this area over here, all the way to the edge of the map. So you could be like.
Okay, yeah, I'll go right where that one's over one, back one. No, this way. Yes, and I will then turn invisible with my invocation ability.
Okay. So just a question on your power, because it's fresh.
Yes.
What does it take to teleport? Is it a bonus action, an action?
So it's a bonus action to teleport, and it's an
Okay.
action to turn invisible while in darkness.
Perfect.
From
Okay.
the invocation.
I would use the thing for the Oni, but you're already there, so you're invisible. We know this.
Yes. And then that will be the ending of my turn.
Okay. Next.
It would be Prophy's turn. Or sorry, the other Oni one.
Oni one! Okay.
Who's hunting his brother.
Yes, so as his brother has disappeared, he's over here like, this is some bull, whatever. He will just move up to the nearest enemy. Also, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to need to take a quick break to grab some food from the wife, because she's cooking for us. Let's see. So 1, 2. So he moves within 10 feet of our fantastic friend here and glaives him in the face. 2 attacks. Hello. Castaway, you're being attacked. I don't know if you have anything to. Oh, Sanctuary.
Oh, he's not going to try to find his. He's not going to try to find his brother.
His brother is out of his sight, out of his mind, kind of thing.
Hey, can I call you back, Luke?
Well, he's definitely not out of his mind.
Thanks.
But
You know what I mean.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Sanctuary for you. It's a wisdom saving throw. What number do they need to beat to get through?
1 second.
And is it a
I
disadvantage?
think it's just 14.
Okay. And is that disadvantage or regular roll? I forget.
Pulling it up. No, just a straight wisdom saving throw.
Okay. They fail. So he cannot attack you.
Yep.
Which means he's just going to.
They must choose a new target or lose the attacker spell.
Okay. He is angry, but your sanctuary seems to calm him down as he takes a swing and he kind of just goes back to waiting, looking for his other bro.
Okay.
That's his turn.
perfect combo.
It's rude. It's super rude.
Okay. After that, it is now Uthrum's. Or sorry, Prophy's turn.
Prophy's over here like, I couldn't move last time because I was aiming. Now I can shoot things. And he says, this dagger is useless. I'm going to throw it twice. He makes another psychic dagger. But it's at proficiency and I can add sneak attack. So, rolling at advantage. Obviously, I'm attacking the only one we can see. I needed that advantage. 18 is my high, plus 5, so 23. Hits. I get 4d6 for my sneak attack, and a 1d6 for my dagger. Those are great rolls. Alright, so that's 6, 8, 12. 12 points of damage, plus 2, 14 whole points of damage, boys. 2 1s just make sneak attack trash. But 14 points of damage on the knife throw. It embeds in the thing. It is psychic damage. Get got. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to create a small secondary blade and also throw that because I have a free hand. I don't have. Do I still have advantage or just the first step?
Offhand attack means that you can't use your modifier.
That's okay. I'm not super worried about it. Okay, so just the next attack. So I don't even have advantage on this. It's just an extra roll for an extra 1d4, baby. There's 16 plus 5 hits. A whopping 1d4 extra damage. 3! Alright, so I did 17 damage this round to this guy. He goes, I've been wounded. Too bad my turn is over and I can't regenerate. Next.
It is now Slushy's turn.
No, it's the second Oni's turn.
Oh, my bad. I just... Oni turn. Oni 2.
Oni appears next to you.
Yes.
And he just claws at you twice, just out of the forest. Dice right here. 2 attacks. Both of them are claws. He's already in the Oni form, so I don't have to worry about that. Wow, he definitely should have used his glaive. Whatever. Personal, apparently. First one is 17 to hit, and second one is 22 to hit. I assume both of those hit you? Wait, you're invisible. I'm sorry. I
am invisible.
I take that back. Damn, that's unfortunate. That means he can't reach anyone but me. So let's transpose those rolls onto me, because that would have been the one he attacked.
Good thing you're not Good thing you're not who I'm supposed to protect or watch.
It's gonna hurt. Anyway, so 17 and 20, whatever, both get my poor little no having armor class character. He takes both of those hits. They are.
Slushy, no.
He's right here. He would have been right next to me because he did claw attacks. I take 16 points of damage between those 2 attacks. I'm hurt. That hurt. I'm down to 39. That's the Oni's turn. He said, "I got you, boy," and I'm over here like, ow.
It is now Slushy's turn.
It is not my turn yet. It's still his turn, and my action was activated because he showed up.
Yep.
Yes.
Though charging right next to you, I don't know. I don't think you can get the 20 feet of running around to get him.
I do have 30 feet of movement, and he's only 10 feet away right now.
Yes, yeah. But if you move out of his squares, he can make an opportunity attack.
My turn yet?
I mean, I can use my bonus action from this round to not do that, or I can just attack him right here. I don't need the stuff from bonus anyway, because I'm mounted and he's dismounted.
Okay.
Yep, so I am attacking him with the lance.
Okay, you're 10 feet away, so that works.
So I have... Second. 21 to hit for the first one.
Hits.
And a 18 to hit for the second one.
Both of those hit.
Okay. And that will be 11, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 damage.
You do 31 points of damage. You avenge your friend getting slapped in the face and then some. It's pretty good for a reactionary attack.
And then it's my turn.
And then it's your turn.
And I am going to smack him again.
So just out of curiosity, how did you get to 31?
An 11, a 12, and then my +4 on both attacks.
So just as a side note, when you're making a ready action, you don't actually get both of your attacks from your attack action. You only get one.
Oh.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
So take off whatever the quote-unquote second one was.
Okay, that's the 12. So
Okay.
Unfortunately.
He took 15 points of damage.
Okay, that's still good.
But I still get...
Ellie, what I said?
Now you get your turn.
Yeah, my turn. And I'm going to stab. And that is going to be a... Oh, what size are they, by the way?
They are large creatures. Currently.
Okay, so they're the same size or smaller than my mount, which means that I get advantage.
Huzzah.
This is why I picked the big horse.
I can just give myself advantage.
This is true. So the first one is 18 again.
Okay.
Critical.
Okay. Would you like double max damage or cool effect?
We're gonna go with double max damage since I've got the big boy lance.
Big boy lance indeed.
So my first attack deals 13 points of damage, and my second attack will deal 12, 14, 16, 32.
Whew.
So
Yeah,
14
yeet.
plus 32.
That is a lot.
Yeah. And then I am going to...
I guess that's the question. Since you have a special lance, does it have a special critical ability?
It's not a special lance. It's just a lance. It's a 1d12.
Lances
That's
are
what lances do.
1d10s. They're 1d10s, you weirdo.
They're
Lances are
1d12s.
100%
What?
1d12.
Lines and slender. What am
Yep.
I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking pikes, maybe? No, pikes are 1d8s. Every other reach.
I don't know what
weapon
you're
is
thinking,
1d10s.
Roger.
Halberds. I'm thinking halberds.
Because you have to have reach with.
Yeah, I can't attack inside of the 5 feet.
You can.
Or
can.
he has
You have-
disadvantage.
You have disadvantage when you do it.
Which means he goes to regular roll since he's mounted.
It's just a great combo, to be honest. All right. Anyway, you've done.
I've done my 2 attacks. Now I am going to use my bonus action to disengage and leave.
Okay. You say, "Not today, giant monster." All right. How far would you like to go away? And what direction would you like to go?
30 feet.
Straight line.
Let's go diagonal along these bushes in that darkened area. And actually go like 15 feet.
Okay.
If I can.
So 1, 2, 3, like there.
Yeah, like there.
Okay. You are there now. And that's your turn?
Yes, that is my turn.
Okay. Quick 5-minute break so I can go grab food and such. Potty break.
5-minute break.
Combat. Sorry. I'll be back. Run away! You'll never catch me. Hey, push the buttons. All right, for those of you that are paying attention, if there's anyone paying attention, let me check out the.
Si, senor.
Show this food off because I can. Only have 1 beer, so
Okay.
sad.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, that's a terrible
Ah.
view. If you can actually see it in my other camera on Twitch.
It looked like a chicken leg, and then
It's a
I'm
steak
assuming
order.
cheese stuffed shells.
Some type of tortellini,
Yeah.
some other
Ooh.
veggie pasta, and this super well done steak that I'm super.
I'll send a picture. I made a bacon wrapped meatloaf for dinner tonight with mashed potatoes and then grilled corn.
Gordon Ramsay would be proud.
And then
Gordon
tomorrow night,
Ramsay's never proud.
No, he's not. And then tomorrow, my buddy is bringing over smoked ribs that they did themselves, and then I'm just gonna slow roast them on the grill.
That'll be good. I'm going to Discord really quick. Post on my other fun channels. Yeah, we got time. What's up? You can have person close. Okay. No naked babies allowed in this house. Should probably lock that door. But I'm gonna be lame and not do it. That. Get back to the Twitch stuff. Yeah, no one's there, but make them feel good. Or I try to consume this food quickly without it crushing my keyboard. Can I do it? We'll see. We're gonna grill tonight, but then I forgot we were doing this until it was too late. So these are pan fried by Harmony instead of grilled by me, and I'm okay with that tonight. She did a really good job. We marinated them all day yesterday in a concoction of our own design, and they're like perfect. Red wine vinegar. Good addition to most marinades.
I stand by the best marinade known to man, which is Alaska Amber.
You say so. I drink that from time to time, and it's alright. I'm going to put this knife up here and hope I don't forget it. It's on my Rolodex that I'm not using tonight because I'm a little cramped on space, it feels like. That's not too loud, right?
No.
Okay, good. I honestly
don't know to what you are referring, which probably means it's not too loud.
Good. I don't know which audio OBS is using, so it's probably using the other mic from the camera instead of my mic on my headset.
You should probably play with that setting eventually.
I could, but I actually like the sound from the other one better than my mic because the mic's super sensitive. It's like I'll be just breathing, it'll be like, I can hear you. I'm sure everyone doesn't the whole time.
This mic's doing pretty good.
Yeah, way better than last time for sure.
Yeah, I gave away my A10s. Those are gone. Bye forever.
Extras?
Yeah.
I'm still using my, I don't even know what they're called. They're like called Cloud 9s or something. Oh, HyperX. They're the Cloud, I think, 2s. Because I have a giant head, and they're the only thing that doesn't make me wish I had 300 milligrams of Tylenol every 20 minutes.
So the A40s are a little bit more expensive, but they've got these like smokestack looking things.
Yeah, I
see. You can just change the entire size of the headphone to be massive.
Nifty.
And they come down to the, my cheek.
I had
We're
$100.
all back and alive.
Yeah, I'll be shoving my food while you guys are talking, so don't mind me.
Yeah, so it's the beginning of new initiative, right?
Yep.
Yes,
I just finished
sir.
my turn. Okay, stream, we are back. Cut so that we can edit that.
Yeah, right. 5-minute break. No one wants that in the video.
Hey, I mean, that's a good time to do it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I just noticed these are vegan, and I like them less.
What, Oreos?
No, this margarita.
Side note.
What would you expect?
So, hour and a half, a good amount of time play-wise before we took a break, you guys think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's a good point.
I mean, we did have a bit of a slow start, too.
Yeah, we did.
Yes. All right, next.
Okay. It is my turn.
It is your turn.
I will. Now that the new bad guy is here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will cast the cantrip Chill Touch. So I'm no longer invisible.
Okay.
A
But
ghostly skeletal hand.
Mhm.
Yes.
It is surprised though, because you were invisible and just popped up out of invisibility.
Question: can you cast spells while
You
concentrating?
can cast any spell that's not concentration.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as he's not concentrating on it, he's good to go.
And so since this is a cantrip and it's not concentration, I'll be good. And he's within 120 feet of me.
Yeah, he's like 20 feet away from you, so you're good.
A ghostly skeletal hand in the space of the creature. I will make a ranged spell attack against him. Does that mean I have advantage?
Yes, that's why that's why I was telling you have advantage against it, because you surprised him.
Okay. And spell attack's just your modifier, correct? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah. So 20 to hit.
Yeah, you got him.
Okay. He takes 1d8 necrotic damage.
Oh,
sorry, 2d8 because we're level 7.
Yes.
He takes a total of 13 necrotic damage. And he cannot regain hit points until the start of your next turn.
Ooh, that's super important, actually.
Until then, the hand clings to the target. If you, it's not. He's not undead, right? It's just
Correct.
regular. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what happens.
Sweet.
And then I will use my bonus action to. Is there any way that I can teleport roughly approximate distance of like 45 feet away from him to another shadow or dim area?
Oh, 1, 2, 3,
I want to be. Oh, sorry.
6, 7, 8.
You said I'm 20 feet away from him, and I can move 30 feet, so I want to be a total of 50 feet away from him.
Okay, so you just want to teleport 30?
Yeah, if I can move 5 feet in darkness, it'd be 55.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd prefer that, so that he can't just beat me up.
Okay, you're right there. Boom. You're way over here at the other side of the map. Almost falling off my table. Which I will have to...
Okay, perfect.
We'll go around so you don't fall off.
And that will be the conclusion of my turn. It is now Oni-1's turn.
Oni-1 sees his misconstrued brother and decides to do some flying. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then he does some falling. Slaps.
Wow. Well, I wasn't expecting them to start flying.
Only have a fly speed of 30.
Oh no.
It's basically a big jump. Is more of what this looks like. So he jumps 30 feet forward, and then falls, we'll say 10 feet. So he's only getting an extra d6 worth of damage here, but d6 is a d6. He makes a single glaive attack in the air, and then a single glaive attack once he gets on the ground, because, brother, you betrayeth me! 16 total hits barely on the flying attack, so he does a whopping 15 points of damage. Actually, I'm going to have him land here because he's got a 10-foot reach. Brain work. 15 points of damage plus an extra d6 worth of falling damage for him and his brother. 3 points to the both of them. And then he makes the secondary attack. Misses terribly. And that is his turn.
After his turn, it is now Prophy's turn.
Prophy says, nah, fam, not again. I'm going to use my bonus action using cunning action to disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They're killing me. I'm going to die. And then... y'all, I totally should have used my reaction to use the uncanny dodge last time. Whoopsie. I don't have any allies within things. Can throw another psychic blade because that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
I do not have advantage, because that dude does not count as an ally. So here we go. Need y'all to be some. Apparently that bonk to the head just messed up my thing. I'm not gonna burn a lucky. I rolled a whopping 3 plus 2, or 3 plus 5, so a total of 8 misses by a lot. Again, these psychic blades are just like, they don't have weight, and my character is used to weight. Is the best explanation for why I'm missing so terribly. You try throwing air in a straight direction. It's hard. That's it. That's my turn. That's all I can do. I ran away a little bit. Who is next?
After Prophy's turn, it is now Uthram.
Uh-huh. Nothing wants to fight me. It keeps running away. It makes me sad. Which one's so are all of them visible now?
Yes, all of them are visible. Also, you cast Sanctuary. What do you expect? you Notre Dame them really quick. Sanctuary.
Which is the one that I'm gonna go for? The one that hasn't been. That's not under that spell still.
So the number 1, which is the unpainted model,
right,
is under the suggestion spell.
Okay, I'm going for number 2 then.
Okay, number 2 is the one we.
Can I reach him? Okay.
Depends on what spell you're using.
No, can I get up to him running?
Oh, you can run to him? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's get within melee range then.
Okay, you are now in between the two of them.
Okay, cool. So I can't do a weapon attack and then a spell, correct?
Correct. Unless you have some kind of green flame blade would let you do that, but since you're a cleric,
green flame blade,
you do not have that.
Okay. 22 to hit.
You're just bonking him with your weapon?
Yes.
Okay, you know that disables your sanctuary, right?
Well, that sucks for me, but okay.
22 to hit hits.
We are going to go. Wait. So, 8 damage.
Woohoo!
Huzzah!
Better than nothing. At least you hit him.
And now, I'm going to use a bonus action, Shield Master Shove.
Okay. Shield Master
yeah.
Shove.
So, but it doesn't give me a. Is it just a straight D20?
It's your attack action basically. As if you're proficient with a
weapon. It's an athletics.
Athletics? Okay. 24.
So how are you using this?
So I'm shoving him with my shield.
Yes. Are you using this as a bonus action? Are you trying to use it as a full action? What are you doing here? Because generally,
bonus action.
If you're using shove, it takes up one of your attack actions if you have multiple attack
No,
actions.
it's literally the shield master thing. That's my feat, so I can use it as a bonus action.
Okay, well, that's all I need to know. It's a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Roll hit.
24.
Hits. Would you like to push him or knock him down?
Knock him prone.
He is now prone. Oh, I've fallen and we'll get up.
Now, wait, did he immediately get up? Or?
No.
His turn is next.
Okay. Now I'm going to use my second attack action.
Okay.
To try and whack him with my hammer again. But I have advantage because he's on the ground and he's within melee range. Ha-ha.
Okay. Did you do damage from your shield? Because I believe...
Was that a one? That's something you guys had talked about, and I don't remember the numbers you wanted to use.
Usually it's 1d4.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1d4.
Okay, hang on. So 1d4 plus strength?
Garp.
Look at the gladiator.
5 damage.
All right, she did 5 damage. Good to know. And then swag him on the ground. I hope for a critical.
Okay. 25.
Got him.
All right. And 7 more damage.
Hey, that's you did 20 points of damage that round. Don't be upset.
And so I have 5 more feet of movement.
10 actually.
All right, then I'm gonna step back 10 feet.
Okay, doing so, 5, 10 will put you at a range of this character, and he'll use his reaction to hit you because you're still an enemy.
Oh, crud. Okay.
So he only gets one attack though, so that's just his reaction. He rolls an 18 plus 7.
And real quick.
You get a
That would be a
glaive.
hit. I'm just checking real quick.
Okay.
Because of my shield master thingy.
Mm-hmm.
I have no clue where to read. It's very confusing. All right, hang on.
So I've used Shield Master before. If you if it was an AOE attack, you could.
Right, I just found it.
Yeah, it's not. So you're.
Okay. So he hits me. I'm gonna need him to do a dex saving throw.
Why?
Wrath of the Storm when a creature. So if he was attacking me, so is it hitting me at 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Anyway. Otherwise, I'd retcon and say 5 feet, but I already said 10.
Okay. Well, I mean, you wouldn't be leaving his zone of influence if you didn't go more than 10 feet. So.
Oh,
Anyway.
I'm fine with the 5 feet thing, but okay.
Pew pew, slap slap. 20.
Ouch.
No, sorry, 15 points of damage. You're good.
That still hurts.
It still hurts, yeah. For a reaction, heck yeah. And it is magic for if you have anything that resists magic.
I do not.
I'm going to point out this dude on the ground over here in the corner of the camera. I'm actually going to move the camera a little bit so you guys can readjust where the majority of us are at. Younger and me are now off screen, but that's okay. We'll come back eventually.
I'm off screen as well.
Actually, I take
Yeah,
it back.
the only
You're
thing I
on
can
screen.
see is the white figure. There's one.
Well, that's because you're on your
2.
phone. Like, that's not our
Oh,
fault.
okay.
There you go.
See,
Maybe I can make it so I could like zoom into just yours or something.
Maybe.
Ah, there we go. That's a lot better. Ish. Okay.
How's that? Is that better?
Yes.
Yes. For me, I understand where I'm at now.
Okay, well, you're actually like over here off screen.
Okay.
But everyone else is in this general area. Okay, next, sorry.
Next up is Oni 2.
Oni 2.
Yeah.
All right, so dude that's just been getting up. You notice that he heals a little bit at the start of his turn. Just kidding.
He cannot heal.
I was getting there. Calm down. Did you not just hear the just kidding part? Come on now. He gets up. He goes, I am quite wounded. You could say I was bloodied. Bloody mad. Rah! He attacks ferociously at the cleric who just bashed him in the face 2 times and then ran away. Glavy. Facey.
I should have stayed within 5 feet. Gosh dang it.
He rolls terribly though. Is your AC below an 11?
No, it's not.
Then you're safe from both of his attacks.
Okay.
I rolled a 3.
Wow, he rolled terrible. He has a plus 7.
Yeah.
A 3 and a 4?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
By the way,
that guy cries.
Snipe, on your stream, you are covering up Younger.
That's not my fault. Usually I'm in the other spot. He just keeps reconnecting. I threw him up in the corner. Sorry, Younger, your face.
You should just be able to drag yourself down to the bottom right.
I can't see that without going into OBS.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, like, I guess I can.
It's okay. I understand my guy's off.
I just need to like. You guys don't need to see my face that much. I just have it there because I could actually put myself over Mock's character because ha.
Yeah, that's why I said the bottom right.
Mock, you're being covered up. I hope that makes you feel good. Is that better on the stream?
Yes, that's much better on the stream.
Okay.
Anyway, It is now my turn.
Yes, Slushy.
Slushy is going to move over 2 spaces so that he can attack the colored guy.
You could actually attack either of them.
I can't attack either of them, but I'm attacking the one with the lowest health.
That's a good choice.
So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
To hit.
And next one is 19.
Okay. Both of those slap.
Okay.
Surprisingly, the Onis really don't have that good of an AC. Ton of health, cool attacks,
5
extra abilities that I've only used a little bit of.
and 6. So that's going to be 19 damage.
19 damage. He goes, oof, ah. Well, you rolled a 1 somewhere in there. He said you rolled a 1 somewhere in there.
I did not. And I will move back to where my character was, disengaging with the bonus action.
Your charge has to be 20 feet, right?
Yeah, I didn't get charge in that.
That's what. So why don't you just move? You have bloody movement. Just move 2 more.
I do not have, because I moved 15 feet and then I have 15 more feet. Yeah, I only have 30 feet of movement on the Percheron.
I thought you had 40.
No.
You wanted 40 because of the reach with your weapon. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I chose to have when he was within 40 feet.
I understand now. Don't mind me. No, you only moved 10 feet. That's what I'm saying. You moved 10 feet to get there, then 10 feet back, and then you have 10 more feet.
Okay, I'll do that then. If you will allow it, I'm going to take it.
Basic math is basic math. I ain't giving you nothing. Just I'm just telling you you're wrong in the nicest way possible. All right, who's next?
Okay, it is now my turn.
Yes. What is your name? Marsex.
My name is Marsex. I will then, I'm going to just go back to my one with shadow ability.
Okay, you're invisible.
Immediately. Instead of that, because that takes an action. I'm going to use my Rod of the Pact Keeper. I'm going to use an action to go back to having a spell, like regain 1 spell slot.
Okay. You do that.
Yes, I will then use my bonus action to create 3 magical pebbles.
You now have 3 magical pebbles. Do you want to move at all?
No, I'm very far away. I'm not an immediate threat.
You're not even on the screen. That's how safe you are.
Yeah. That's kind of sort of how I feel. And now that I have a way to combat them, I'll be able to go back into the fight. Later. At
a distance.
Yes. And now it will be Oni 1's turn. Kill your brother. Kill.
Yep, since he's in sight and within range, that's what's going to happen. You notice he heals. Isn't quite full health, but he looks pretty healthy. Wow, what are these rolls? Sorry, chewing a steak here. Yeah, not even close. Roll 5 and a 4. Even with the +7, just misses terribly. He's only over here just like, what? He's getting to the point where he's just confused on why he's trying to kill his brother, and his brother just ignoring him. Stop trying to hit me with your glaive, you bastard. We have to kill these things.
They're really hurting me.
You betrayed me.
This is quite annoying. Please stop. I'll feel better later. I mean, in concept, though, that he would heal up in, like, less than 30 seconds from the damage his brother has done to him at this point.
But since we're all dealing damage.
Also, your, whatchamacallit has gone away, obviously. The cold hand.
My three men?
No, your 3 men are said.
My chilling touch. My chilling touch dissipates after.
Yep. Who is next?
After his brother, it is going to go back to Prophy.
Prophy
over here like, will someone please get next to one of these people? This is ridiculous. Though I think I'm in a relatively safe position. I'm really glad I took this optional feature at 3rd level with the steady aim, because you guys getting close to people, I feel in the future is just not going to happen, like, ever. I just played a rogue in a group of people that we stay 10 feet away at all times. We all have weapons with reach. Good luck, rogue. You got to be invisible to get anybody. And we know we will not cast invisibility on you. Figure it out. So, that being said, bonus action I'm going to use to steady aim, which means I cannot move this round. And I eat a dagger. So just for clarification purposes, which I might reinterpret it later, but to my understanding for this action, if I use it before I move, I can't move this turn, and I still get the would-be bonus. If I've moved and I use it, it doesn't start till next turn, and next turn I can't move. So basically, the round you don't move in is when it activates the, hey, you can move or you can't move. If I'm doing that wrong, I'm sure someone will tell me, but that's how I'm going to play it for now. Yeah, I'm going to hit Oni too, because again, he's the most messed up, and he's by my would-be friend, quote-unquote friend. Dude is here to watch me die, whatever. At advantage, dagger through the forest. 18 and 18. I didn't even need advantage that time. My dice were like, you're on fire, baby. You can do this. So, regular hit plus 4d6 sneak attack. Hiya! Oh, much better rolls than the first time. All right. Well, okay, there's still a 1 hiding in there, but that's just from the blade. The sneak attack was good. So, that's 19 whole points of damage. Could have been better, but not the worst. That's it. That's my turn. Did almost 20 points of damage. But bam! He looks super Mortal Kombat-y.
Ouch.
He's over there swaggling. If I had a bonus action, I'd go finish him. But I am not close. So, Priest, I give you that. It is my gift to you.
It is now Uthram's turn.
Finish him.
Huzzah. Okay.
Or don't.
Whichever one he said to finish, I shall finish.
You should finish the one who's not that one.
Are you gonna step forward and hit, or are you staying where you're at and doing a spell?
I need to make this bigger. How did I make the stream bigger on Discord?
You just
click
zoom
on the map. In on Rogers.
Yeah, you just click the map.
No, I'm like viewing your thing, but I'll attack the whichever one had been prone.
This one. He's almost dead. Just
okay, cool. I'm gonna go for him. Schmacky with the hammer.
Okay, so you're gonna step forward 5 feet, so you're within range.
Yes.
You do so.
I'm assuming a 14 does not hit.
A 14 bounces off his thick armored hide.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I wish to wear skin.
Oh, does a 24 hit?
A 24 slaps.
All right. And we are going to go do 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bloop.
Yeah!
With his remaining hit points, you finish him off.
Okay. I will now turn to the other fool.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to shove him to the ground. So I will move within the 5-foot range needed.
Younger, you will know that your suggestion has worn off.
Yes, because he has completed the task. Well, not technically, but the task is complete.
Correct.
And I failed on the shove.
All right.
You pushed him and he turns and he looks at you and goes, what?
How dare you, sir?
Oh, crap.
Anyway, next up, after you would be Oni 2, but then it's me.
He did. All right, end of the round. Slap him up. You are nowhere near him. I assume you want to charge him?
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 30 whole feet of charging. Oh, wait, you want to be within 10 feet. So 25 feet of charging.
Reminder what charge grants me.
Oh, like 2d6 or a d8 to the damage or something stupid if you hit. It's only on
Let's double check that.
It's only on one of your attacks, though.
Question: is action surge it just says special? So it's not a bonus action?
No, it's a free action, but you shouldn't have bonus surge unless you're a fighter, or I mean action surge unless you're a fighter.
5th level
a-
fighter, 2nd level cleric.
Oh, that's why you have 2 attacks. That makes so much more sense.
I just forgot what action surge was, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I
so
don't think is there
it gives you
charging in 5e.
There's the charger feat.
Yeah, charger's a feat. You can't actually charge in 5e.
No, well,
That was a 3.5 thing.
yes, I thought that was something on your class that you got that we brought back because it wasn't in 5e.
So it is, but I don't believe I have it at this level because we made it do a bunch of extra stuff.
Ah, okay. What level does that happen at?
Because like you can so if I bring back up I've got to bring up chauffeur class.
Because I feel like that was like specifically one of your subtypes things. It might be something you get next level, but
so that's level 9.
okay, level 9 is.
And it's useful momentum, and I can do charges, and I can break through walls and things, and
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, again, that's really big for, and actually everything gets that. So if you're a ship captain, you can use useful momentum to ram ships. If you're a horse rider, you can use useful momentum to ram things with your horse. If you're a shotgun rider, you can use it to ram things with whatever cart or whatever you're riding in.
Noted. Okay, so yeah, charging didn't matter.
Yep. Either way, he's gonna get 2 stabby stabs.
That just means you need to get a boon of charging. Bull ring or something. Get you a item or a feat that adds charging to your repertoire.
Okay. Does a 16 hit?
16 hits barely. Wow.
Critical.
Get crit on. Do you want double max damage or a cool effect?
Cool effect.
Okay, so as you charge at him full speed, you do full stop because you have pinned him through the leg into the ground. He has lost his momentum and is stuck in place. Roll for damage.
Okay.
But he cannot move.
12. 8. So 24. 28 damage.
Okay. You do 28 damage. Good googly moogly. He done been stabbed.
Ow! That hurts.
That hurts indeed. Yeah, so basically your javelin has stuck through his foot, pinning him to the ground.
That makes sense on the second attack.
You say, poke, poke! And he goes, not like this. I thought we was friends. You said we were allies.
That's not what he said.
I never said that. I never said those words.
Okay, who is next? Top of the order, so it is our handy dandy Warlock.
That would be I. Oh, what a perfect time. He's pinned, you say?
Yes.
I guess I can step 5 feet forward, and then I'll cast Chill Touch. As while he's pinned, now there is another hand grasping at his ankle of his other foot.
Okay, you can roll an advantage because he's stuck in place.
Just a cold hand assuring him of his fate.
Critical.
Oh no. Would you like a cool effect or double max damage?
Cool effect.
Okay, so your hand is a whole ass skeleton. He is now grappled by the skeleton of death.
Behind him?
Just it has him until he makes a DC. What's your spell save DC?
It's 8 plus 3 because we're level 7. So that's 11 plus 4, so 15.
Okay, he has a DC 15 wisdom saving throw to break out of your skeletal body grappling.
Oh, that's awesome.
It doesn't.
Does it deal any damage? No damage.
No damage. But
grappled?
he is grappled continuously, so anything that attacks him basically has advantage. It's the rogue's time to shine, baby.
I'd like to do an offhand attack.
Okay.
Throwing one of my pebbles.
You yeet a pebble. So can you yeet your pebbles as offhands, or do they have to be actions? I forget what that spell.
I don't know.
I'd say it's the same, but you don't get your pluses. It's just a d6 if you hit.
Okay.
We'll make it fair. You can do it.
I assume. Wait, is it advantage?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Otherwise, that would have been bad. 16 to hit. 16? No pluses, just 16.
Okay, hits. Roll your extra d6 of damage.
He takes 2 damage.
2 damage. Oh, did you roll your original damage from the spell?
No.
Okay, please do that. You still did damage. It's just, skeleton body instead of skeleton hand.
14.
Nice. So a total of 16 points of damage. Yeah, slapping these fools
And he cannot regain health.
Yep, he's got a skeleton of doom on him. I'm gonna say it has
until next turn.
I'm gonna say it has like a Marachi hat or something. Just chittering our way.
Au contraire, mon capitaine.
Joke's on you! I had a glass of milk this morning.
Yeah, I need to learn how to cast this spell more often.
Like critical more often. Who's next after you, friend?
After me in that awesome display, it would be Oni 1's turn.
Oni 1 is stuck in place, and he goes, "This is some bullshit," and throws what looks to be a dark ball on the ground. And within 20 feet of him, darkness is everywhere.
Oh, okay. I can see him.
Well, is it magical darkness?
It is magical darkness.
Haha.
I can see him.
You can see through magical darkness?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
He has that thing.
Dope.
Dark.
I mean, I'm within 10 feet, so I can see him as well, but...
Yeah, right. Okay, so the only one who's upset by this is Prophy. We're like, yeah, pin, advantage, and then darkness. I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Probably Prophy and Slushy.
Prophy's like, nobody's getting within 5 feet. Now that someone is, I can't see.
Slushy over here, just probably above the darkness bubble, just like 20 feet in the air, like, hey, what's going on down there? He's still attached to my spear, I think. Speaking of, at the end of his turn, he gets to make a wisdom save. You would know he can't move Slushy, because he's still pinned to your thing. And it'll be... Yes. So
my head is in the darkness. My head is only 14 foot 4 inches off the ground.
Okay, so it's pretty close to the top, but yeah, not quite there. Anyway, he's making a wisdom saving throw to see if he can yeet off the skeleton. 15 is the roll, but I believe their wisdom is a negative or a 0, so we'll see. Wisdom. Nope, it's a +1. Sorry, the skeleton has gone away.
However, he still can't heal.
Correct. He basically grabs the skeleton and rips it off, but the hand's still stuck there. So, not that we can see any of that, but for the little movie inside of our head. Yeah, right. You saw it. You're like, skeleton, no, not like these. All right. Next.
I think it's myself. Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what about Prophy?
Oh yeah, Prophy.
Prophy still gets to try.
Prophy's turn.
It's us all.
So I have bonus action and all that other fun stuff. I'm gonna not move because I'm in darkness. Like, if this thing's gonna hit me, it's gonna hit me. Actually, in all honesty, he would probably take the dodge action. I'll do steady aim, so the next time I make an attack, it'll be at advantage, and then my action will be to... sorry, brain's not working here. So first things first, I'm going to move out of the darkness. So 5, 10, 15, 20, so I'm going to move to here, boom. I've backed out of the darkness. Steady aim to get advantage on next turn if he moves out of the darkness, basically. And then I'll take the dodge action in case he comes out the darkness with a fury. Because I don't know he's pinned in place by your whatchamacallit. Because I am not in control of the lance. So Prophy is GTFOing. You know what I could do is set up a psychic connection between me and the enemy and be like, ha! You dum-dum. I know where you're at.
Aha! I've got you.
Psychic powers are great. I'm not gonna worry about that. Save my dice for later. I'd rather psychically talk to you guys in the future. Next.
After you, now it is the Onis.
Yeah, Onis.
Yeah.
Wait, what about the priest?
Uthram. Uthram is the priest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's on.
He's after the Oni.
It should have been the Oni, then you, and then Uthram.
Right. So the Oni went and cast darkness, so it's Uthram's turn.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now it's Prophy's turn, which means now it's Uthram's turn.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Bodyguard, get him.
He's within 10 feet.
Yeah.
He's going to attack your master.
No. I knew I should have picked the protection, but being able to see in 10 feet's too useful.
No. You made the right choice. This is great because you can actually see him with your blind fighter,
Right.
which means you suffer no negative penalties from the darkness, which means you can attack as per the usual. And he's pinned in place by Pokepoke, which means you have advantage.
Hey.
So, as the saying goes, slap a hoe.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Okay. 24 to hit with the hammer.
Oh, God. Yeah, got him.
And that will be 12 damage.
Nice. Another time. Do it again.
I can't pin him in place, unfortunately.
That's being taken care of for now.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, an advantage reroll. Another 24.
Got him.
And sad face. 6 damage.
Hey,
I'm gonna use action surge.
do it
Where'd
again.
it go?
Or are you gonna do
One
a spell?
additional action on my turn. So now can I cast a spell?
100%.
All right. Dude, since he's pinned, he automatically fails dex saves, doesn't he?
No, he has disadvantage at him.
Oh, sad face.
Yeah, he isn't
All right,
immobilized. He's just pinned.
Sacred flame.
Sacred.
So he has to beat a 14.
Okay, rolling at disadvantage. He rolled 15 two times.
Gosh dang it. Sad
Alright.
face.
He was like, no, this will not hurt me. Blah, 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 blah.
So he can make deck saves.
Yes. So his movement was reduced to 0. He is not immobilized.
Okay.
Just to clarify the effect there.
So I could have tried shield bashing him by like jumping up and smacking him down to the ground to be prone.
and then he's really stuck. Though you still have a bonus action, you could still do that.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna try to do what I just said, jump straight up and then come down on top of him with the shield.
Roll to hit.
Oh, that's just mean. It's
I
a
didn't-
10. It went from a 19 to a 3. It just tipped over. I need to stop using the computer dice.
Advantage? Question mark.
Oh, yes. Okay. So 20.
Total hits. You knock him prone, or do you push him?
Yes. I'm knocking him prone. He is not
Ah.
going anywhere. He is skewered and flat.
Oh no, it hurts. Damage on the bashing him.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that.
1d4 plus strength.
5.
5 more points. Hey, that's good. That's good damage.
I'm consistent. All my hits have been 24s, and all my shield bashes have been 5.
Yes, exactly. By the way, he is definitely bloodied.
Okay. I'm staying right there.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
That's all you can do. No, nothing.
That was everything I could do.
Okay. My turn is up next.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to let me know if I can do this.
Okay.
It's
I'm
actually the
going to
Oni's turn.
second Oni's turn.
Yeah, that one's dead. Remember, this is Oni 1.
Okay. You're right.
Yeah. I'm going to, while my lance is in him, I'm just going to pull the lance not like towards me, like this, but like along the ground, just to drag him towards my horse. 1 square.
I'm gonna say that's gonna take your full action. This is a large creature you're trying to drag with the tip of a lance.
And I also have powerful build.
Yeah, no, I understand. You're still just yeeting a large creature.
Oh, not yeeting it. I'm just dragging. He's already prone, and I'm
Right.
just pulling him towards my horse.
No, I understand. It's a living creature, though. It's not dead weight. I'm not saying
True.
you can't. I'm
Then,
not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying it'll cost you your full action.
Then what I will do is I will step forward 1 square with my horse.
Okay.
While simply turning my lance with my wrist, if that does anything, just wrenching it inside of him.
No special effects, though. You will know that moving your horse will disengage your lance from him.
It will disengage my lance from him, even if I.
Yes, because you're pushing into him farther than whatever, and to move forward, because you pinned it in the ground, you got to pull your lance out to move.
I can't just walk my horse forward and not move my lance?
I mean, if you want to stand up on your horse to keep the distance the same.
You realize my lance is like 14. If I hold my hand above my head, that's like 20 feet in the air.
Right, no, I understand. So what I'm saying is you have him pinned to the ground currently, right, with your attack, right? So it is in the ground. So if you move forward,
I just have to move my hand back while the lance gets higher as the angle gets higher. Yeah, I'm not pushing the lance further into the ground at all. I'm just changing the angle.
He wants to just drag the guy.
I'm not dragging the guy. No, I'm not moving the guy at all. I'm stepping 5 feet forward with my horse so I can use the hoof attack.
Right.
Without taking my lance out.
No, I understand. Give me a second. Let me visualize this because the way I'm seeing it, your arm doesn't bend like that, right? Because the lance is in the ground, moving forward. You can bend it a little bit, sure, but I don't know about 5 feet. Oh, excuse me.
I can bend my arm in a full circle. I can bend my arm anywhere.
Yes. Okay.
Can he just slide his hand down the lance?
Yeah, I could also just slide my hand down the lance.
Okay, it just won't give you if. All right, he's gonna be pinned for now, but if he he'll have advantage on getting out of it because they've gotten closer and weakened the hold.
I would strengthen the hold. You have more leverage. Going straight down has more leverage than trying to go at an angle.
Okay, so what? Sorry, maybe I should clarify. Your lance is in the ground currently, right? It's dug in the ground. It's not just through his leg, touching the dirt. It is in the dirt solidly.
Yes.
We'll say a foot of the lance is under the ground.
Okay. Have you ever taken, when you have a T-post, like a fence post, and you can wiggle it side to side, but you can't move it up and down? You can almost always wiggle a pole side to side like this.
Yes, but it makes it weaker.
It makes its hold in the ground weaker.
Yes, that is my point. Yeah. So it'll be easier for him to get out of there because you're basically lessening the strain on the lance. I'm not saying
I can accept that.
I'm not saying you're getting rid of it. I'm just saying he'll have advantage to get away because basically
I'll accept that.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna stomp him into the ground with my horse.
That works. Roll to hit. Crush him.
What did I do with my red D20?
I don't know.
Oh well. I'll use a different D20.
You fool! That was the critical one.
Ha! Apparently not. That is an 18 to hit.
Okay.
Well, actually, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And then a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Except if I get 2 attacks, does my horse get 2 attacks? I don't think so, right?
No, because your horse is not a trained fighter or whatever.
Okay, yeah. Then it's just going to be 2d4 damage.
Okay. Though you personally can still make an attack if you're using your attack action.
I don't have anything to make an attack with.
You could always disengage your lance and stab him with it.
No. Whew. A whopping 6 damage from getting stepped on by a Percheron horse.
That's impressive, actually.
I mean, that's
now,
on par with every hit I've done with my hammer. So
hammer is 1
I rolled
horsepower.
two ones. 2 ones.
I feel like that was a better joke. All right, so 2 ones. Okay, too easy.
Yep.
My turn.
So, while you're thinking of your turn for a second there, Younger. Sorry. Badger there. You can get 2 attacks, though, with your character class, because you can basically transfer your action to your horse.
Oh, so I can't attack him again?
Yeah, because you have 2 attack actions, right?
Yeah.
So the horse only gets 1 attack. But I'm saying, if you do a lance attack and then get within 5 feet afterwards, you can then do a stomp attack with the horse.
Okay, but I can't do that right now because my lance is occupied.
Correct. Yes. I mean, you could try to punch him, but I think he's out of range because he's on the ground.
Yeah.
Your arms aren't that long. I hop off my horse just to curb stomp him.
Technically, frying pans aren't weapons. Yeah, just throw it off your backpack.
Just huck my bedroll at him.
How dare you, sir! Like, if you guys use frying pans, I will legitimately use that as a blunt weapon, because they're legitimate weapons, ass tangled.
So is he still on the ground and pinned? Technically,
yes. He is prone and cannot move.
Yep. Speed 0, and you have advantage because he's on the ground. And you can see him. The other thing I was gonna point out is Spain should have been a disadvantage for his horse attacking because the horse isn't necessarily in control of the lance, and it is darkness.
But he is at advantage for prone.
Yes. Which
which cancels out. My first roll was an 18 anyway, so 18 plus 4 is the 22. My second roll was an 8.
I wasn't really worried about it. I just want to point out that he was on the ground. You didn't roll advantage, so I didn't have to say anything.
I did roll advantage, but my second roll was my lower roll anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, now we know.
I'm gonna roll for chill touch.
Is it cold?
No, it's chilled. So that's 12 plus 4 is, that hits. I think, right? Is that 16? Does 16 hit?
Did you roll at actual disadvantage because he is prone and you are making a ranged attack?
I should have rolled regular, right?
Mm-mm. No, because it's only the only people that get advantage are the ones within 5 feet of him.
Okay. No, I did not roll at disadvantage. So let's see what the right one is. 16.
Still hits. Roll your damage.
Wow. 2 damage as a hand grabs around his throat since he's on the ground.
I think it's more important that you are not letting him heal, because these guys really aren't that badass if they can't heal. So good job on picking this one spell that stops them from healing.
That's not even why I chose it. I just chose it because it's like necromancy potion. And it has a really far range.
Yeah, this is a great spell.
But yeah, it just grabs around his throat.
Okay.
Pulling him to the ground.
That
is the end of my... and then I move 5 feet closer.
You have moved 5 feet closer. You can almost see you. You're right at the edge. You move 15 feet, you'll be seeable.
No, I'm good. I had my turn.
Okay, who's after you?
It is now his turn.
All right, he's on the ground, very upset, in the darkness that he casts. So I'm going to say he can see through
being choked out
because it is his magic.
That's not how that works.
He first has to disengage the lance that is pinning him to the ground, so he uses his action to make a strength check to try and get away. Spain, what is your strength period? Not modifier, just like straight strength.
19.
Whew. Okay. Good thing he has advantage. and good pluses. All right. I rolled an 18 plus pluses and 16 plus pluses, so he'll take the 18 plus pluses. And you feel your lance get pushed out, basically, right? You hear him grunting and screaming and he pulls it out. I'm going to leave him visible because one character actually can see him. He's going to use 5 feet, or not 5 feet, sorry, half of his movement speed to stand up, and then he's going to fly up 15 feet. So he's still in the darkness, but he is flying. Though, actually, when he flies up those 15 feet, no one can see him. But one of you gets
So
to
we
make
can't do opportunity?
The cleric can, because he can see in the darkness up to 10 feet. But once he gets out of that range, he cannot see him.
Cool. Opportunity attack then.
Roll to hit.
And that has to be a weapon attack, right?
Yes, unless you have Warcaster.
Dang. Definitely don't hit. 15.
Just barely misses.
Oh.
He is now just chilling. I would let you do a lucky, but I cannot see you, so. Who is next?
I'm gonna get off for a moment. I'm gonna still be listening. Just.
It is time for a break, by the way. It's been an hour.
Has it been an hour and a half?
Not an hour and a half. It's been an hour. You said you were going to do every hour once we got after the first.
Okay, do we need to take a 5-minute break? Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. 5-minute break on my turn. Go. Oh. Hi, bud. You know what? Let's go check on the babies. I'm back, but not really. Wow. Okay, sorry. So, how you liking the map setup, by the way? Now that this is our first time actually using it.
It's decent. I like it. I like Younger's idea for the hanging direct top down.
Yeah, that's what I kind of expected this to act more like, but because of how it swivels, it just like isn't super solid. And I don't know why that is. It was better when I first got it, but I haven't even used it that much, and it's kind of gotten worse. But that's what I get for getting a $30 thing. Also, the quality for the distance is like ridiculous. Like I thought it was better, but it's something. Maybe I need to clean it. That's a good idea. Let me go grab my cleany thing. Where are you, silly piece of cloth? There it is.
I'll be back on in a second.
How dare you?
I'm listening. I can listen now.
Wow.
But
Wow, if you can listen, you can fight. Yeah.
yes.
So, side note, for the feet, does that look any better? I don't
Really?
think so. Nah. That's just the camera quality, unfortunately. Whatever.
Luckily, with my schedule this week, I should be able to help out significantly more with let's hop on and look at video stuff, or let's hop on and do this. Because I will be in school and start work days at 8 a.m. like a normal person.
Like a normal person.
Why?
OSINT 302.
I hate you. I hate you big time. I hate you long time.
Yo, I had to become a Brigade S2 to get this job. Or get this class.
Terrible. I'm so sorry for you.
I'll have to cut that part out. We can't talk about that during these.
Oopsie. You fool. The good thing, yeah, I was gonna
Anybody watching on stream, forget you heard anything. I work for a paper company named Dunder Mifflin.
Dunder Mifflin.
Stapler in the Jello was a great prank there. Can't believe I saw you do that.
That's okay. I think you're our only viewer at the moment, so you're good. Just tell yourself to forget it. It'll be fine.
No, because I don't count as a viewer. Because remember, we made me an admin. We have a viewer.
No, admin is for other stuff. This is Twitch.
Yes, our viewer is Rogue Girl.
Oh, hello, Rogue Girl. But hey, Rogue Girl, I'm for it. Being the rogue of the party. Heck yeah. Got me a fangirl. Didn't even know it.
They didn't sign up for this kind of abuse.
Right, they instantaneously leave, just like, get out of here, weirdo.
Anyway, are we all back?
I think so.
Yes, I'm back.
Okay. It is Prophy's turn.
I've done goofed up Twitch. Oh no, not actually, but just on my phone. I wish I
was
had
going to say, Twitch looks fine on my end.
No, it's fine. I just want to go to stream management or whatever. I don't know how this works. I'm dumb. No, not. Okay, whatever. I'll come back to that later. If people are typing in the chat, sorry. No, don't do it. No. Okay. Whatever.
Wait, people are typing in the chat?
If they are. I don't know if they are. Anyway.
I have the chat open. There's no one typing.
Okay, thank goodness. I'm not so dumb. All right, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm putting Twitch off on my phone because it's just distracting me.
I've got it up, so it's okay.
Prophy over here, just like, all right, I'm ready. I still have no idea where this thing is.
It's in the sky now. It's out of the darkness. You can see it.
Nope, it only flew at 15 feet.
Oh.
So 100%.
So it's eye level with me.
Yes, but you do not know. Its toes are by your face, which you may find out shortly or not. You have no idea. Let's see.
No, it's close.
Whatever you do, halfling, don't step forward.
There is no halflings here.
Who's the short guy then? Oh, he's a half orc.
Yes.
He's a halfling.
He's not a half nothing. That's a full man. He's just squadding for about to get that swing on. You know what I mean? He about to just whop. Got that squat going. Ain't no one pushing.
I knew he was half something. I just got the wrong.
Why didn't he do an opportunity attack to just grapple him? Make him not be able to fly.
Because that is not what the player chose to do. Instead, he said, "Take this damage, boy," and the boy said, "Nah, fam, not today." So, I'm pretty much useless here, guys. I feel real bad because I could shoot into the darkness, but I'm just as likely to shoot you guys. So, being a smart character, I'm not going to do that. Actually, I will use one of my cool psychic powers called Psychic Whisper. And I can affect up to my proficiency bonus worth of people. So I'm going to affect the three of you. I'm rolling a... just as roll dice, which I assume is equivalent to my psychic dice at the moment. So a D6. Yeah. Sorry, again, new stuff, learning. 2 hours worth of psychic communication between the three of us. So, that takes my full action. I still have a bonus action, but I'm just going to do the steady aim thing again, so I'm going to stand still, and if it pops out, I'll have advantage. But as a free action, I'm going to be like, can you guys see it? Where is it? Knowing that one of you can see in the dark.
Free action. Reply.
Yeah, you can duck back.
He is floating approximately 15 feet above you.
Above the location where he was.
Above the location where he was last seen.
There we go.
Sorry,
all right. That's fine. Then we understood what you're trying to say. Perfect. So that means at least one of you can get a poke at it with your lance. And
without it being an automatic miss.
Yes, exactly. You will still have disadvantage because you're attacking in the darkness, but you know, he there doing things. Next, that's my turn. I just
is now
cleric.
Oh,
and it's above me in the darkness.
Yes. So to describe it, the person who can see in the darkness replied, and I go, "Oh, he's above you guys, 15 feet above where he was standing before." So you have a general idea of where to shoot and throw things.
Well, all right, cool. I'm gonna aim Thunder Wave straight in the air then.
Oh, just slap yourself in the face?
Well, I literally can't do. Oh, self? Yeah, it's literally cast on itself for a 15-foot cube.
That's what I'm saying. Just gonna slap your buddies, just blap. A big slappy slap, F you, buddy, on the horse. I hope your horse has enough hit points to survive this tomfoolery.
Can I give a warning?
Bring it. That horse can take it.
Maybe
yeah.
this combat.
Since he's still the Oni is still in the darkness, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yup. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can't see him now. Okay. Yep. Thunderwave. Constitution 14.
Okay. We make a Constitution saving throw. You and the horse also make a Constitution saving throw. He saves by a lot.
No, darn. He still takes what, half?
Maybe.
Hang on,
Look at the spell.
hang on.
I rolled a 17, and then the
Okay.
horse got a 19, 20, 21, 22.
Okay, hang on. He takes. Y'all take half damage.
Aha! I do not.
But. Oh, you don't? You take any damage at all? Okay. I'm gonna use Harness Divine Power.
Okay.
Which allows me to do. Where is it? I'm sorry. It's Channel Divinity. Where'd it go? Hang on.
So channel
It's a thing
divinities
that.
are generally a full action to use.
Well, no, it's a bonus thing. It allows me to make whatever time I struck with thunder damage do full damage.
Oh, okay. Is that just a feature from your?
Yeah, it's from my class.
Okay, so, it's probably just a free thing then.
So it's not Channel Divinity. Yeah, I can only use it once. Where is it?
Where are you?
Yeah. So Destructive Wrath. So I use my Channel Divinity, and it takes full lightning damage, so a full 16.
So you did thunder damage, not lightning damage.
I might have been a potato. Where'd it go? Lightning or thunder.
Okay, cool. You do so. It takes full damage. Didn't get to save it. Would have saved, but you instead hit it with the full wrath of your thing. So how much damage was it?
Yep. 16, because it's 2d8.
Oh, he says, ow. Why would you do such a thing? Next.
I've got to go make a child a bottle.
Okay, we'll
So
probably be done with combos
how
by
much
then.
did... So my guy took damage.
Mm-hmm. Half of
What
16.
was the total damage?
16.
Half
so
16? Okay.
Oh, see me.
And actually, my horse takes damage too, because it only affects dex saves.
Ah, that is unfortunate. Cleric over
Yeah.
here being like, Constitution, baby. I'm glad I'm out of range for once. I am famously, as a player, always in the middle of the AoE attacks that friends throw, or throwing people in the middle of AoE attacks. It is either or, depending on which character I'm playing. That's great.
I'm going to use my temporary hit points block for my horse's hit points.
Can you do it?
Hmm?
Do you do that? Oh, you mean on your character sheet? That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You could always use like Stone's Endurance or whatever as a reaction.
So Stone's Endurance only applies to weapon hits, doesn't it?
No, I'm pretty sure it's anytime you take damage.
No, I just have Stone's Endurance reaction to resist 1d12 plus con on a weapon hit, is what I have written on my character sheet.
No, okay. I thought it was basically any damage because you can do it to falling or spells.
We can look that up later.
Yes. Next.
After Uthram, it is now Slushy.
Slushy.
All right, Slushy, you have a pretty good idea of where he's at. You will still be rolling at disadvantage because...
But I will be rolling at regular just because I had advantage anyway. Or since he's flying, does he not count as not mounted?
He's still not mounted. He's not riding on a carpet or something.
Okay, then I would have advantage. And then that plus the disadvantage would cancel out to regular attack.
Yes. Also, he's still only 5 feet away, so you still have the disadvantage for the weapon. But again, that's all canceled out, so you're going to worry about it. It's just a regular roll. There's going to be a lot of times where you just, like, advantage, disadvantage yourself into a regular roll, I feel like.
Yeah, but I also have bonus action. I can disengage and step back.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But only one of my attacks hit.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 2, so that's going to be annoying.
Ooh.
But second attack hits with a 17, so that is 1d12 plus 4.
I believe in
10 damage. Get it. And then I'm going to leave the darkness.
Okay.
Bye-bye, darkness.
Do you want to run forward or turn your horse around and go backwards?
Backwards.
Okay. Are you using your bonus action to disengage, I assume?
Yep.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20. Excuse me. Next. Top of the order. Man who can see in the darkness.
Yes.
Okay, how far away is he from me?
Still, he hasn't really moved in like 3 rounds, directionally wise.
So he's like 40 feet away now because I've been moving closer each time.
Something like that. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yeah, about 40 feet.
Okay. And how is he looking? Like, does he look like
not
bloodied?
Mortal Kombat, but not great.
Okay. I am going to. I have to do it. This just sounds really cool, guys. I'm going to move forward 30 feet.
Okay, that puts you in the darkness.
Perfect. I will then like to use my bonus action to teleport behind him and cast Inflict Wounds in the air.
Okay, you're gonna fall 15 feet after all this.
Or, I guess, not like behind him, but like behind him and like 5 foot under him, so I only fall 10 feet.
Okay, I mean, falling 15 and falling 10 is the same die damage.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, 15 feet, so it looks cool.
Okay, so you, Nani?
And I'm going to attempt to grab the back of his head.
Okay, you try to grab the back of his head, make your attack. Yeah, go ahead, roll it.
Is he surprised that I'm behind him, or?
I'm gonna say no because he's in the middle of combat and is expecting something. Again, this is a emotional surprise, like oh god, not a I'm actually surprised because that attack came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, rogues get to do that.
But that's the thing, and the rogues don't necessarily get to do that. It's only assassins.
Okay, so 21 hits, I assume.
21 hits, yes, for sure.
Okay, and here's the damage.
Yeah, what are you casting spells at right now? 2nd or 3rd level?
Fourth.
4th? Already?
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. A 9, an 8, a 7, a 5, and a 4. So, that'll be 12. That'll be 20. That'll be 38. That'll be 42 points of damage.
He did. He had like less than 20.
Yes.
you done got him.
Awesome. I walk forward 30 feet, teleport behind this guy, grab the back of his head, and cast Inflict Wounds.
100%. You were already dead. You Shimreiru'd this mofo just out of nowhere. You blinked behind him, touched him on the shoulder, and he exploded. As you fall the 10 feet, you take a whopping 5 points of damage. Slightly being crushed by the Oni remains.
I should have landed on top of him. I was grabbing the back of his head.
Oh no, this encounter might kill the party right off the bat.
Hey,
I just want to say I did a lot to change that fate.
You did good. Even I used the majority of the things they had that was special, and you guys still live. So good job. I got to play smart characters for the most part. You just made them stupid. So, congratulations. You have murdered 2 Onis in the middle of a forest. Will there be more? Find out next time on Dragon Ball. Just kidding. We're still playing. So,
I'm going to throw that in notes real quick.
Okay. What do you guys do? You're covered. One of you is covered in Oni juice. They have stuff.
We got to loot the bodies.
Okay. You loot the bodies. Now, you guys know since these guys are monsters, there's really no rules against looting their corpses because they aren't peoples. or what the Empire considers civilized races, which is basically elves, dwarves,
Humanoids.
humans, yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Some people even get away with killing like Aarakocrans or things because they're just dumb birds. As
It
much
all
as
depends on
hit,
what you can
talk your way
say
out
in a
of.
court of law.
Exactly. So you do that. Also, younger man, you have
Yes.
you're pack of the chain, right?
I do. I am.
Is there a reason why you didn't use your familiar at all? Have you summoned your familiar
Because
yet?
I didn't need it. Nope.
Okay. You should always have that thing on your shoulder. Just chill it. Flying above you at a 50-meter rate or something. Anyway, rolling for stuff, or not rolling for stuff, but you all get one action-y thing to do for scourging the corpses. What would you like to do? Don't forget, there are a whopping 8 direwolf bodies spewing about.
I mean, we could probably get something from those too.
Dinner.
100% good. I wouldn't eat these. The Onis were kind of already taking care of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Oni's weapon.
Okay, you can 100% do that. It's a nice looking glaive.
Yeah, eat.
I am going to take the skulls to report the kills.
Okay, so go ahead and make a sorry, it's a wisdom save on some survival.
Haha. Do I have survival? I don't have survival. Why don't I have survival? I definitely have survival. I don't have survival. Why did I not have survival? Oh no, I do have survival. I forgot this didn't take the last update because I should also have medicine. I have medicine and survival.
Hey, you just tell me what you're rolling. I'll believe you for now.
I'm doing survival and okay. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17.
Yeah, too easy. You can cut off their heads, pull out their skulls, and kind of, when we get to a rest point later, you'll boil them so they are actual skulls and not just heads.
And they will go on my horse, not on my person.
Oni bone armor. Nice. Okay.
Technically, my actions led to both of their death.
Oh. Actually, there's only one skull to take out because Younger destroyed the other one.
Then I will remove the other one's heart.
Okay. You do so. I'm not. And then.
Or actually, I'll remove both hearts because you have to have proof that there were 2 of them.
Fair. Okay. We'll just change the body part there. Too easy. Oni hearts, the size
I have
of your chest.
2 times 2 Oni hearts.
There is something interesting though. As you pull them out of their chest, the Onis start shrinking and growing in size. So when you pull out their hearts, they're continuously like looking like they're pumping, but instead they're actually just growing from big to small and small to big.
That's really weird.
Something that my character will tell you is Onis can shapeshift into smaller forms, which is why they are so sneaky sometimes.
Which means instead of turning those in, you might want to turn them into a potion.
Who knows? That would be an interesting component.
I just wanted to light something on fire, and I failed every time.
No, the first time you did good.
No, I didn't hit one thing with Sacred Flame.
No, the first time you attacked with Sacred Flame, you totally hit.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you totally did. I'm telling you, I remember. Yeah, that was like the first bit of that was the first bit of damage that happened to these guys.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna rewatch the video, and you're gonna have 100% missed every Sacred Flame.
We'll just
He just said that to make you feel better and move forward.
Right, exactly. Whatever. For future videos, if I was right, I was right. If I was wrong, I was being polite. So,
A wizard is never late.
and a wizard is never wrong. I'm gonna Gandalf my way into winning. Which actually means I'm gonna have the party all leave. I'm gonna be by myself, kill a Belrog to get all the experience and level up like 6 times by myself. I'm not even gonna be the one that kills it. I'm gonna let gravity do most of the damage. What we didn't see in the movie is there was a giant spiky spike at the bottom of that lake that did like 90 damage.
We 100% saw them hit the lake in the movie.
Yeah, but you didn't see the spike where the lake in the lake.
Just underneath the lake, just barely.
Just barely. And then Gandalf is like, teleport gate to the cold mountain so that wound freezes so it doesn't heal. And then he stabbed him to death in the cold. Just rude.
Is it my turn?
Yes. Sorry, we're over here being nerds. Don't mind us.
I would like to. Could I surgically, using the medicine skill in kit, to go and remove the hides of these creatures?
Whoops.
I mean, if someone hadn't ripped into their chest to rip out their hearts, probably. / if someone
Well, I
hadn't
mean,
blown
we
one
all
of
did
them up.
this at the same time, and technically, I was the beginning of initiative.
So I don't see why you couldn't strip them of their skinny flesh. But just so you know, they gain their armor from the armor they are wearing, not from their naturally hard skin.
Oh, I thought you said they had naturally hard skin.
I mean, it is naturally hard, but it does not give them a bonus to AC. They wear actual armor.
Oh, that's lame. What kind of armor are they wearing?
It looks to be chainmail.
That looks gross.
That looks gross.
I would like their hands.
You just want to cut off all 4 of their hands?
Yep.
You do so, but go ahead and roll me a survival check to see how mangled they are once you get done with them.
Can I do medicine? I'd much rather chop them off medically with a medical kit saw.
I'll allow it. Go ahead and roll.
Nice.
Just remember, I'm
1.
Merciful and nice.
1.
A 14 plus whatever medicine is. What is medicine?
Okay, you rolled above a 10. Yeah. You're good. The hands are cut off. Hands are a relatively easy thing to cut off most creatures. Unless they don't have wrist. Or if you're trying to cut through the...
So we have 4 Oni hands, which means I have Oni claws.
Which is true. They do have claws.
Not the same as a white claw.
What you do notice, though, is the hands, like the heart, seem to rotate sizes between small or medium and large.
That's awesome. That's cool.
And it is almost a continuous... almost a continuous process.
I wonder if I could use it to create a Bigsby's hand.
Bigsby's giant Oni hand?
Yeah. That's terrifying.
Super custom spell just for this one character.
Question, does their chainmail fit me?
Probably.
Yes, and it must be magic or just very roomy because it fits a large creature and a medium creature. Would you like Prophy to take off their chainmail and hand it to you?
Sir, don't dirty your hands with that. Don't do that.
I mean, we had to take off their chainmail to surgically remove things. Oh, no, we didn't. Just the heart. He just ripped out his heart.
Right, yeah, because you took the hands.
So he punched a hole through the chainmail.
I wouldn't have punched a hole through the chainmail. Be reasonable.
Look, just because we said our turn orders and whatever, we're gonna do it in the way that most makes sense. All right, so you said, "Sir, don't dirty your hands." So does that mean you take your turn to take off their chainmail?
Yes, because I mean picking up a weapon's rather quick. So yeah, I'll help. With the
it takes you about 5 minutes to remove the chainmail. You'll notice that some of it is actually welded into their body. Like they have specific bits of chain cut into them like surgically, and then form back around it, so they like have scars at certain places that they attach their chainmail to. So instead of having leather bindings and things like that, it's actually chained to their body.
Smart.
So do we get chainmail armor?
You can totally take it off. It just takes a little bit longer than you were expecting. Luckily, it's a little beat up already from you guys, attacking them. So you have 2 sets of chainmail armor that you are able to rock with. Since you're doing
one of them attacked themselves.
You can keep one of them. I would like the other one because I only have leather armor.
Fair enough.
Okay. Again, this armor, because it fit on the Oni, can fit both size medium and large creatures. It is not magical by any means. It is just the way it is built. It stretches.
That brings my armor class from a 13 to an 18.
Okay.
Hey, we're tied.
Prophy,
But I have a shield, so I don't understand how I have such a low one. Oh, my dex is only a 12.
well, it won't matter much longer. You're wearing chainmail, which is heavy armor.
Well, no, I have chainmail, so yeah, it just puts me at 16 plus the 2 for the shield.
Yeah, so 18's good. That's right. Anyway, Prophy sees you messing with them. He goes, okay, fine, I'll mess with the wolves. And I'm going to try to skin a certain number of wolves. I'm making a survival check, which is trash for me, so I probably will not get that many.
Critical.
Nope, just a 10. Just a 10 straight, no pluses. Okay, so I'm going to roll percentile to see how well I did, and a D8 to see how many of the skins I actually attempt to get through. I rolled a 4, so I'm messing with 4 of them. And, pretty bad. So, of the 4 that I do, I only do 1 successfully. So, I get 1 good wolf skin. The other ones are just so tore up, or I'm so bad at cutting into them, you can't tell the difference, that we only receive 1. So, I will add that to my character, if I can find my pencil. Where are you? Why do I always lose?
I'm so sorry.
Alright, let me chat. I gotta move this down so I can see stuff.
So the other Oni didn't have a weapon?
Yeah, no, when you guys picked up the glaive, there's 2 glaives.
I just picked up
Okay.
one, so feel free.
If you would like to pick up the other glaive there, Warlock, you have a chance.
I can't
I
get
was
it.
having a question. I have 3 retainers.
Ah, yes, your retainers can carry it for you.
They can also take that extra armor.
Yes, they could. Though, I believe... Well, actually, do you even need that?
I
there,
took
Claire?
the other set. Badger's character and mine took the 2 sets.
Okay.
Okay. Never mind. Yeah, they can carry a glaive.
As you guys search the bodies for a little bit longer, this is just free action where you don't have to say what you're doing. The Onis were carrying 2 small sacks, which were, their equivalent of a wallet. Inside the snacks had 6 days worth of rations that you guys would consider edible.
Hey. It's good enough.
Hey. Food.
And wedged in one of the Oni's leather pockets, basically, in their would-be pants, because they did wear clothes, you guys do find a small note. Do you want to read it? It is in giant.
I will read it.
Okay, you do so. It is an invitation to a tournament in a town called... There we go. Pull up my handy-dandy... Where'd my in-person map go? Oh, no, I just ripped it. Son of a bitch. Not the Jake map.
It's so old.
Yeah, I didn't get anything important. I just ripped the corner, so life is good. It's just gonna look weird if we photocopy it. No, we have the new one, so it's forever immortal online. So in Keelstone, there's a tournament of some sort.
Wait a second. What?
Keelstone?
Where's
Where?
Keelstone?
So Keelstone is that's a really good question. Is it even? Do you have it on the map? I don't think you do.
I don't think that's one of the ones that we went through every town. I think that's not a town.
It's right there. I see it. It's above Tuppy, below Navi, slightly to the east. Sorry, east. No.
Oh, Keelstone.
Keelstone.
Oh,
Okay.
to the tournament we go.
Well, we're going to the other place.
Well, at the moment, but you guys could totally change directions. You're only 6 days into
But I
your
thought we were
journey.
going to Navi.
You are going to Navi. That is your current objective.
So it's basically en route.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not en route. It's definitely way past Navi.
You basically,
Where did we?
You're coming from Gate, which is that big old gap. You know what I mean?
Oh, to the left. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was
So-
still focused on the crystal in the middle of the map.
So let's do 6 days worth of traveling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sorry, it's only 3 squares because you guys are at half speed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you went a straight line from where you're at now, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 30 days added to your journey if you go to Keelstone.
And then we would have a longer distance to our second town on our way to Giant Time.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go to Navi.
Okay.
Go to Navi, then Purser,
My
and
character
then
just feels a strong need to gain more experience to attain the next level.
The big thing on here is this is a quote-unquote royal tournament that is boasting 1,000 gold for the first, second, and third place. Second place is
Cough,
also gaining a mystery item, and first place is being directly placed under the protection of one of the princesses of the emperor. I don't know what.
Wait.
I have no interest in your princesses.
She protects me?
No,
I have eyes only for Natalia.
Basically, this person who is a princess is trying to get a bodyguard. Though
Is that a
Prophy?
Hey,
is that a sibling?
Prophy?
Yours?
Yeah, I 100% cross my arms and say that means one of my siblings is hosting this tournament, trying to get more bodyguards. Like a wise tactic.
Do they pay well?
Do I pay well? I look at you.
Do they pay well?
I'm wounded, friend. How could you say such things about me? Yeah, I mean, depending on which sibling it is, they probably have a good amount of money. Remember, you got the short end of the stick, and Dad didn't give me nothing.
Couldn't siblings work together to get rid of the others?
100%. Yeah. I'm sure a couple of my siblings are working together now. Though, depending on which sibling this is, might explain why she's trying to get extra bodyguards.
Well, that's of your own choosing.
I mean, that would help me greatly, but we do have other things, and we'll know that that's probably where she's residing for quite some time, even if we don't make the tournament.
Okay.
Good logic, small man. Even though I think I'm your size.
I think you're taller than me, but not by much.
I think I made my character like 6'2".
Yeah, you're a couple inches taller than me then.
Because I had to fix my character sheet. I don't have any of the description of my character on this one. I just have my background.
You fool.
I have no desire to go to Keelstone.
Yet. I smile. Yes.
I say
I
we just
only wish
continue on and kill things.
Though you guys know, even as nobles, 1,000 coin purse is a really good winnings. And for first, second, and third place, like, that's some money that she's throwing around.
And
Speaking
then,
of purses, how much was in there?
The Onis, they didn't have any money.
Yeah.
They just had
Oh,
rations.
they just had rations?
And to clarify, it was 6 days worth of rations for everybody.
Ah, okay. Including my peeps?
Yes, including your peeps. Excuse me.
That's a lot of food.
Yeah, I mean, that's for 2 Onis that were hunting, so.
Yeah, they were probably cutting up those. These are actually the fresh rations that they had already harvested, which is why Roger had such a terrible time.
Basically.
Okay.
Narratively, I figured it out. Alright,
Let us ride for
right
Navi.
for Navi. Alright.
You're riding.
Yeah, we're over here walking next to you like, yeah, you're real fast up there. Glad that horse is
How's
keeping
the
your...
weather down there?
Hey, if lightning strikes, you're getting hit first. We hit one open field, you're done for.
This
What?
Okay, you guys
is sadly true.
You guys make it through the first week with no issues whatsoever. Besides, obviously, the thing you just went through. Week number 2 of 3 and a 1. Oh, yeah, you started that week, something happens. If it's a 1, I'm going to have you get struck by lightning. Just so you know there, Badger Boy. It's not. You're fine. Lucky.
What, am I going to blow up and kill a child?
I think...
Go on a murderous rampage, maybe.
Sounds oddly
Tearing
specific.
the wings off of Eric Cochran.
I think that's happened already. You're hitting deja vu. We're not over there right now. You will not get the bloodlust of your former characters, I promise. That was such a tragic story. Those guys went through so much.
That was the most tragic. That was not an edgy character to start out with. It became an edgy character.
Just so sad. Anyway, it's a positive encounter with people nonetheless.
Murder.
So you guys
No.
are 10 days out from your thing when you come across a small broken down caravan. This caravan consists of humans and dwarves, and they look to be a small mining coalition that is traveling from a mine to the north-ish. They're not going to tell you exactly where they're mining at because that'd be dumb. But up above you guys, and they wave you over friendly. Do you engage?
How many of them are there?
There's about 26 of them. It's a full
Let's
complement.
Okay, you said what race again?
Humans and dwarves.
Humans and dwarves. Hello!
Sure, do you address a human or a dwarf? Or just
I
general
give
hello?
a general address, a general hello, and see who responds to me.
A couple people give back the hello. It kind of echoes through the camp. There's a kind of a giggly laughter afterwards. And one of them approaches you, a human, looking to be close to your age, steps forward and strokes his beard and says, what luck that a half-giant be traveling through these parts. Sir, would you be so kind as to assist us in moving something?
What do you need to move? R&R here can move just about anything you need.
He points to a body of a slain beast that has wedged itself betwixt the wheels of one of their carts, pinning it in place. You'll notice that it is a dead boulette, and there are several boulette bodies around the carts. You will also notice that there was 6 more carts that have been salvaged for parts that are being unloaded and loaded into the remaining 6 carts. But these remaining 6 carts happen to be on top of boulette bodies.
So I just have to pull them off?
Yep.
Okay, I unhitch my rope. I tie it to R&R's tack. And I will affix it to the first cart that needs to be towed.
Perfect. You do so. Go ahead and roll an animals handling check just to see how fast you basically get this task done. Again, your horse is high tier loyal to you, so I think you have advantage on this, yes?
Yes, I have advantage on animal handling checks in general.
Yes.
26.
Oh yeah, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Your horse is a beast. and it is proving it right here and right now. It disengages 2 carts at a time, pulling them off in a mere 10 minutes, what would have taken these 26 various humanoids basically the rest of the day to either dig them out or move them. They are quite impressed. They go, well,
Did any of them die?
Oh, yes. Yeah, plenty of them are dead. This convoy probably had about 40 people before the attack.
Oof.
You notice that their bodies are being burned along with the unused carts.
Being burned?
Yep. It's dangerous
Yes,
to leave.
Yeah, you don't leave corpses behind, because then you'll lure things to follow you.
Sadness.
Younger, go ahead and roll a D100. There's a large group of people. See if anyone notices your predicament. Should we call it your livelihood?
87.
You're good. Yeah, nothing crazy happens. Yeah, they don't seem to pay you much mind, as long as you keep.
Yeah, I'm kind of like sticking to the edges.
As you should, Mr. Shadow McGee. Well, they say, well, that was way faster than we could have done it. No, we have good horses, but whew, what is that thing?
That, my friends, is R&R, my Percheron.
Where is this Percheron from? I've never seen one of these horses before.
We have them in Morin for hauling mine carts up and down steep shafts.
Did you breed them with a mountain? Did you? Is this the spawn of a dragon turtle and a racehorse? It is huge.
It is a wonderful horse, isn't it?
The dwarves over there. How's the weather?
The weather is fine.
The joke you've probably heard your entire life.
Yes.
But they go, well.
The joke I made earlier.
Yes. So, as you've helped them out there, very gracious, they say, look, take these, and they hand you a small handful of tokens at our camp, and they give you a location on the map that's about 3 days away. You can rest there safely for the night. They'll feed you, take care of you, and all this. Just trade them in their coins and tell them Durex sent you.
Who sent me?
Durex. Could you also inform them that we've lost 14 of our traveling companions and 6 carts already? Actually, I'm gonna say 6 days away, not 3. It'd be 3 days normal travel, but again, Wildlands.
Okay. I can do this for you, friends. Please know that I represent the dwarven family of Stone Rule, and I show my signet ring.
A couple of the dwarves go, hey, ain't no dwarf, what's he talking about? And then they see the ring and go, who'd you steal that from, you tall bloody bastard?
It was custom made for me by Dornt Foldsbane.
Alright.
It's
Can't
Hence
prove you wrong.
fitting my finger.
It's also a fair point. I didn't think about that. You hear one of those, who had sex with a giant? I'm so confused. They don't have beards. They're not even that attractive. What's going on?
I inch my way forward.
You do so.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
I just get closer. As I notice, friends, they start to have a slight disrespect.
We will be on our way. I thank you much for the tokens. I bid you farewell on your journey. And we will surely report your 15 casualties to your camp up ahead.
One of them goes, oh man, he's an idiot. It's 14, you fool. 14. No, you idiot. It's 16. There's 60 of us gone. What do you mean? Frank just died. Oh.
You said 14.
Yeah, you said 14. I have 14 in the notes.
But 40 minus 26. Yeah, you're right. It's 14. Frank just died. It's 15.
Frank just died.
Frank just died.
Okay, I
Is
would like
anyone
to
else- hold
attempt
up.
medical treatment.
Yeah, is anyone else injured? Because I also am a medic.
Yeah, you'll notice
Cleric
that
over here. Meh.
there's quite a few people that could use some healing. They just survived a boulette attack.
Um,
Oh, would you say we've done a short rest, or do we immediately start?
I mean,
going
from
again?
your last
we've
combat,
definitely done long
it's
rests.
been
Yeah.
been a few days. You're good.
Okay.
So the three of you instantaneously get to work on bringing people back to life, or what's the plan here?
Yes.
No, I can only
instantaneously.
aid in medical attention. I cannot raise the dead the way that they want.
Okay, that's fine. So you, there's three of you, and you're working amongst the injured people of the 20. What did I say? 20 something.
Oh,
26.
is anyone literally on the verge of death, like 0 hit point level?
I mean, there's dead bodies that they haven't quite thrown into the pile, like Frank.
No,
Frank
no,
just
like,
died.
like.
Frank is the only one that is near the thing. You see my hand in the background? That's terrifying.
Okay.
We can't see you at all. By the
No,
way.
look at the map.
Mm-hmm.
His hand is moving.
So I'll do spare the dying on Frank then.
Okay, Frank is no longer dead. We're back to 14, baby. He is stabilized. Okay, you guys go around and do your healing. Go ahead and make each of you. Let me see how many of them are injured, and then I'll divide up the work. All of them. All of the 24 surviving people have taken some amount of damage. Again, being attacked by 6 bullets will do that to you.
Okay, so split this up evenly.
I can automatically stabilize people to bring them on my mount if they have 0 hit points.
You're just like hoisting people onto your horse.
They just feel better. It makes them feel good, and they're like, "I'm fine. It's fine." So you guys wouldn't say, besides Frank, who has been saved by the cleric, no one here is like dying, right? The people that were dying and dying
they
have
just
died
need
already.
bandages.
They just need fixing up. So your stabilizing won't really help at all.
Okay,
Right,
so it's
so
just medicine checks.
checks.
Yep. You guys can spend the rest of your day doing medicine checks, because that's about how long it's going to take you to heal up on 24 people. Between your spells and your things, and like taking a rest, whatever you want to do, we can yada yada this, or you guys can roll for it.
I'm gonna say yada yada it.
Yada yada
literally
it.
all I
We're
can do
all
is
really good
medicine
at it.
checks.
Yeah,
I don't have any
I'm
regular
proficient in
healing.
medicine. Everyone is proficient in medicine. We're a very Healy campaign.
Prophy over here, like, yeah, you guys are doing great. Like real good now.
The question is how are we effectively healing these people?
So that's a good question. So one of you has bandages, right? Is using his medical kit. So that'll burn
Yeah,
up.
I've got a med kit as well.
So those that have that will burn up their 10 uses, and the cleric's just, magic. He only has like 4 shots, so feel better.
I literally only have spare the dying.
Oh, you don't even have cure wounds yet? You fool!
No.
Okay, so
I had the option, but I took spare the dying.
You fool!
So I guess my question is like, if each strip is 5 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can make a total of 30 strips.
Mm-hmm.
Could I only use 15 strips and be able to heal all 26?
No.
I would have to use 26.
24.
24, sorry.
I mean, I
Yes,
can rev
but
some
you don't have to use all of your supplies. They have their own stuff too. What I'm saying is, if you have the medicine kit, you're going to use the kit before you use their supplies, because your stuff is better, and it'll burn up the 10 slots that are in a medicine kit. So you'll have to get that refilled whenever you get a chance.
Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll go around and give people water from 1 water skin, because I'm stingy.
Okay. Anyway, the people that are actual medics, which apparently is just the Cavalier,
And me.
And the mummy, which some of them will be like, "What's wrong with your face?" You know what? I ain't gonna ask. Anyway, while you guys are doing this, because I be a rogue, I'm going to do an investigation check of their carts that they are currently loading up while you have them all distracted by, fixing them up. That's not a bad roll. I'll take that. Total is 16. As I investigate one of the carts, it is filled with unrefined metals. At least the one I checked. I'm going to do a sleight of hand check to see if I can pocket a good amount of whatever they are carrying.
God dang it. We're all over here being freaking great people, and you're trying to rob them.
Chaotic neutral, baby.
I mean, any other character I play would be totally down for that.
Actually, chaotic, good. But I do what I want. It's fine. It's for me. It'll be for the benefit of someone else later. I need it more than these yahoos. They have 6 carts worth of it.
You literally don't even know what it is.
I will eventually, maybe. Look, my character's not smart. Just
so as a chaotic good, thinking about the good of the group, I would argument die that you would not rob them.
Okay, you're gonna use an argument die. You were white, right?
Yep. Okay. I will 100% argument die that you would not rob these people. That is not a good thing.
Okay, that's fine. I'm a rogue, man. Gotta steal.
Lawful neutral. I can justify it.
I mean, chaotic neutral. Lawful neutral.
Right,
not really.
We tied, so I win.
I justify it for my cause. That's why.
It was 2 scissors.
Oh.
I can move the camera so you can see him.
I trust you. I'm not saying I don't trust you. It's definitely not a good act.
I'm not arguing that it is a good act. That is not the argument. The argument is I need it more than they do. And it will be to the benefit of other people later. I am stealing from the rich, and they happen to be the rich at the moment.
Robin Hood wasn't a good person.
But he is constantly touted as a chaotic...
You're just mad that he didn't pay taxes.
Hmm?
You're just mad he didn't pay taxes.
Anyway, 19 plus 5 is 24, so I get a sizable chunk of whatever this is that they are carrying. And we'll have to figure that out later. And basically, I just fill my pockets with a lump of unrefined metal. Tuck it away.
I'm sure that'll be so useful.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Look, Prophy dumb. Prophy trying. Sorry.
Literally steals blocks.
Prophy is not dumb. Prophy is not wise. He's average wisdom, and when opportunity to thieve occurs, thieving occurs. Anyway, you guys fix them up, and they're super happy and all this fun stuff. And as they are going through their stuff, that you guys have spent a whole day with them, they are over enthused, and they go, "Hey, look, when you're there, tell them that A, we need to restock your guys' supplies that you burned up, and B, that you've earned yourself a company bonus." They'll know what that means.
Company bonus.
You overhear one of the other ones go, you really going to give out a company bonus for this? And he goes, yeah, they fixed up everyone in camp and spent the entire day that they were going to travel helping our... what do you want from me? There's begrudgingly like...
It's not like the 14 dead guys are going to get paid.
Someone says that. I'm going to canonically say someone pipes in with that. And they go, hey, you might be right, but you had an order. Anyway, next days, getting to the camp is 6 days from now. You guys finish your week right at 6 days. So basically at the end of this week, you will hit the camp. And you do. Good roll. You guys make it to the camp pretty uneventfully. The camp itself isn't super big. It's guarded by metal ironed wall. So generally, on the wilds, you have stake pins that are everywhere, but instead of it being made out of stake, it is made out of solid metal. It looks to be like an early version of steel. So there's obviously a forge here.
I wonder if they ore is iron.
It could be.
I say, is there a door? Can we knock?
Sorry. Before that, though, because we had 6 days worth of travel, my character's going to see if I can figure out what the heck this stuff is. I'm just going to do a history check, and if I can't do it, I'm going to ask someone else. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep it to myself. Critical fail! Yeah, so I'm over here like, this is gold, baby. This is definitely platinum or something. It's rare AF. This might be diamonds. I have no idea. So I go to you, Dwarf Master friend, and go, hey,
Yes.
I found this by one of the carts. Can you tell me what it is? I put it in my pocket and forgot about it. If you need me to roll deception for that, I'm 100% lying to you. But that is something I am very good at.
I implicitly trust you at this point.
Okay.
So.
It's just the fault.
just, I believe him.
Well, you're deceiving me, and I'm not actively trying to counter your deception because I don't think about it. So.
It's a rock. Like, what idiot would steal a rock?
That is, if I am doing, what am I doing to determine this?
You can do any one of your skills that you would feel appropriate.
So I'm going to do
nature,
history.
History, that's a good one.
Because I'm a dwarf. I grew up around a mine and everything. See if I've seen this before. And as a history roll, that will be a 19.
19. You know implicitly what this is. The fact that I thought it was silver wasn't too far off, or platinum, because it's actually I'm trying
nickel.
It's not nickel, no. It is adamantine.
What?
Yeah, it is a chunk of adamantine, so it's super heavy, and you can basically
adamantine or adamantine.
Is there a difference between the two?
I would assume.
What Wolverine is made out of?
Oh, adamantine.
That one. Like how we're
gonna get corrected on YouTube. We're gonna get hella corrected.
That's okay. We'll edit this out. I'll say it right the right time. Adamantine. Adamantine.
Adamantine. ADAMA something.
Anyway.
Adamantine.
It's adamantine. So anyway, it's aluminum. Aluminum. How do the British say aluminum?
Aluminum?
Yeah, I know how
aluminium?
I say that one. That's how they say it. It's so dumb. I hate it. Anyway, cut that later.
Illuminati?
We'll have to cut this whole conversation out.
Just can't talk about rock. Can't talk about rocks on stream. Adamantine.
Crack rock?
Crack rock, not crack.
ADAMANTIUM. Adamantium.
Okay. Anyway, that's what it is.
It's Wolverine bone color.
It's the stuff that Wolverine had, which is funny.
Wow, they had a truckload of adamantium. Wow.
Yeah, which is why there was 40 yahoos protecting it. But you guys will know that that is generally only found in the Underdark of the world, which would tell you the place you are coming to.
These are deep mines.
You can probably connect to the Underdark from here.
I don't want to go there. I'm very large. The Underdark is very small.
So you guys get to the camp. As you approach a small convoy of heavily armed people, the dwarves and humans, both in very heavy plate armor with very big weapons, kind of approach you at a moderate speed. And they ask you what you're doing here.
Hello, we carry a message from Derek's.
Did he send you with anything appropriate?
He has sent me with this box of trinkets, and has told me to tell 2 things to the camp.
A lot of people died.
Yes, 14 casualties, and we've done our best to save as many of them as many people as possible. And we were told to tell you we received a company bonus. I don't know what that is.
And 6 carts were destroyed.
Yes.
There he
6
goes.
carts destroyed, 14 people dead.
So he
A
takes
lot
the
of people died.
he takes the bag from you and dumps out the contents. And the contents are these little coins, right? They don't look like currency because they have weird shapes to them. But you would definitely call them coins of some sort. They're all the same general shape, but they don't look like the currency you guys use on the regular. You'll notice that they kind of like try to bend them, and they don't seem to bend whatsoever. He goes, "Oh, well, these are fee tokens to basically cover your guys a day's worth of food, rations, water, bathing, whatever you guys need to do while you're here at camp. Generally, workers here get one of these a week."
Wow.
Yeah, and it's basically to their nice food, their nice stuff that they keep at the mine. So you guys are treated to a relatively nice evening with these miners. The few that are on their nice day of the week that are there join you. The food's fantastic. The company's nice. You're able to take a bath, which is something that most of you have overlooked while you've been traveling. They tell you
Not good for my skin.
it's actually more for safety reasons, because if the workers get too gross while they're above top, they attract creatures. So it's a twofold: A, they get to relax, and B, they're now clean. They go back to the mines and get dirty, but whatever. Excuse me. As for your company bonus, a female dwarf escorts you into what looks to be an office, one of the few buildings above ground that isn't by the mine. And you are introduced to another female dwarf, though this one looks much, much older. As someone being raised by dwarves, this one's definitely like the matriarch of this place. Obviously family head. She is so interred with bits and dabbles that you're like, yeah, that one, that's the one in charge. This is her mine. And she goes, so my son said you earned a company bonus. That's pretty impressive coming from him. He doesn't hand those out lightly. So you have 2 choices. They're son of, and she looks at your ring. What's your family's last name?
Stone Rule.
Son of Sunroll. Sunroll. Huh. I did hear they had a giant for a son. I didn't know it was literal.
Thank you.
Well, anyway, sorry. She seemed to contemplate for a couple seconds. She goes, well, I'll give you a choice. There are 3 boxes over there in the corner. You may pick one of them as your company bonus.
I look back to my company, and then I look to Marsex, and Marsex, you dealt the killing blows. Choose.
I step forward. Is there any choice as to have any insight as to what is inside of them? Or
that takes the fun out of the game. Might be
mystery
gold,
box.
might be jewels, might be unrefined ore, could be a weapon that we've made here at camp. Could be a nice new pickaxe that will last you the rest of your life.
I'm annoyed by this. I just walk up, touch the box on the left, and rip the lid open.
Oh no, you have stolen your friend's bounty. How dare you, sir?
Wow, loot thief.
I didn't take anything out of it. I just ripped the lid open.
You do so. And on the inside are 3 eggs. She goes, oh, I forgot about those. Whoopsie.
I'd like to do a nature check.
You do so.
My nature
Pet dragons?
is high.
They are not the size
I
of
rolled
dragons.
a 18 though, so maybe.
You've seen these eggs before in your previous life, before being a mummy, from the last time you went to the Wildlands. And it immediately invokes a sense of fear in your character, because the last time you saw eggs like this, friends of yours died.
I have no fear. It's fine.
Fine. These are Velociraptor eggs.
Oh, my previous character's life from a long time ago. PTSD.
How many eggs?
3. There are 3 of them.
3.
I immediately grab one.
She
Horsey
says,
man, you don't need one.
she says those have been magically suspended So if you speak an activation words, they'll hatch, but they'll still be babies and will take some time to raise.
What is the word, madam?
They make fantastic mounts and Shikos. Do you speak Dwarven?
Crap. No.
Then you won't know how
And
to
then
say.
I turn.
Because somebody wouldn't let me
I
take
turn and
another
look at him,
language.
and I say, I would like to have my egg. As I look at the only non-noble here.
I'll just pick one up and walk off. Over to my designated noble.
This one's mine. I look at you and hold my hand out like, go get yours. Thanks for bringing mine.
Fine. And then I take the other one before he takes the time to have a choice.
Okay, you now.
I cast Hold Person.
Oh God, he wasn't ready. Roll the wisdom save. Noah.
Gosh dang it. Of course I rolled a 1.
Critically failed. Just.
He's paralyzed. As I take the egg from him, and I
already gave it to. So now you're taking the egg from the other noble?
You said the second egg.
Oh yeah.
As you grab the second egg and you were holding it, I grab the egg and I plop it out and I put my hand next to your face. I say, please don't touch what is yours, or you might have to, last guy who got touched by my hand didn't get so well.
You understand, you just said that completely wrong, right?
Don't touch what is yours. It's mine now.
He's over here like intimidation, like auto fail from character not being able to speak.
He hasn't spoken in 100 years.
Yeah, you know what? I 100% will say with that, as it's a dialect thing that you haven't quite caught up to today's speaking. So you sound super. You got the Yoda effect going on. So your words are just all jumbled at the moment. So to you as a character, he makes no sense, but to him, he's like, if you touch my shit, I kill you. You're over there just frozen in place like, he said something. I don't know what he said, but it didn't sound nice, so I'm going to be good. I assume. You can roll D12 to see how you feel about this. Or you can just tell me.
And then as I get back to my retainers, I release the spell.
You are now unfrozen.
Okay. I take the last egg.
You do so. I look over at my friend and hold out an egg. And, do you want this one?
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you. You're the animal person. Me and the beasties are not friends generally.
I have no need for another mount, friend.
Okay. I look down and just like instantaneously regret, but we'll see how it goes. She goes, don't hatch them in my camp. Please get some time away. They are quite smelly and attract predators.
Aye, ma'am. I say.
She gives you the magic word, which is basically open sesame, but in Dwarven.
So open rye.
Yes. When moon full, I will open.
When moon full, we will open. Moon currently new. Unless you play the VR game The Room, and then you control the moon faces with a little sphere that you get.
So, you do so. You guys, again, had a nice night at camp. You've gotten your company bonus, and you move on.
We move on. How far are we from Navi now?
Okay, let me look at the map really quick. Map. So, you guys have traveled 2 full weeks, so you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. 7 squares. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 more days. So a week and a day's worth of travel. Rolling the hundreds. Here, I'll leave an all in front of you guys. You can only see the one that says 8 and 4. All right, you guys make it pretty far the next week before something happens. Oh, it's a positive encounter with a creature. I really shouldn't tell you that.
A Velociraptor mom?
Beforehand. So you guys travel for not quite a week before you decide to hatch your eggs. This is the point where you deem it as characters that it is appropriate to hatch your eggs.
Yes, you may hatch your eggs.
It gives the nature boy his blessing. Haha, I'm basically a druid. Haha.
Could we not wait to hatch our eggs?
You can. You don't have to, but it would be silly not to hatch them all at the same time. But maybe for your character, you keep it. You don't have to hatch it now. I know my character is like, I'm tired of walking. If I gotta wait several months anyway, might as well get this over as soon as possible. So you guys speak the open sesame for the ones that do. So, me and my body.
Hello,
we're gonna be best friends. All right, go ahead and roll a D4. Maybe if I can find that D4. Where are you? I'm always losing you. All right, I found it. I rolled a 1. Okay, so my Velociraptor pops out of its egg, and it is what you would call basic, right? So it's kind of a green tealy mix. No special designs or insignias on it. It is just a gray raptor. Like think Jurassic Park 1 with some feathers.
Oh, okay. So you want me to roll a D4 now too?
Yes, please.
I rolled a 1.
You also, both of our raptors seem very, very plain. There's nothing.
Okay, every time I've rolled a D4, it's been a 1. Can I roll again?
No.
Dang it.
You have a 25% chance of extras and craziness, but we got basic ass raptors.
I just wanted a different color.
I just want a philo.
No. Always loving a weirdo.
But she's technically a philolial. And even though like most of them are like raptors.
I don't know what to do with that information. I feel like we're talking about
Neither
two
do
separate
I.
things.
That's.
Are you talking about Shield Hero? Because that's what I was talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good show. Have they ever released the next season of that?
No, not yet.
There's 2 seasons. Well,
Damn.
the 1 season.
No, there's 2 seasons. There's two. They had the last season was on the island.
Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry. We're getting close to our time. We got about 7-ish minutes. Do you guys want to call it here where we're waiting, or do some more
for
rolling?
me.
I think
Yeah.
here's either a good spot or at the end of whatever this combat thing is.
Well, it wasn't. The encounter was just you guys having the appropriate time to hatch your raptors.
Did we say that we made it? Did we make it to Navi after that?
We have 1 more week's worth of travel. Or, sorry, not 1 more week's, a couple more days. So let me roll percentile. You might make it, you might not. Oh yeah, you make it to Navi. Too easy. Okay, so we'll wrap up here for the session. Again, we try to keep our stuff under an hour, and at this point we're giving experience or hitting milestones or whatever we're talking about. This campaign, we're trying to hit milestones instead of use experience, just because that's not something that we as a group do very often. So we're trying something new. Because it'd be like that. I'm going to move the camera off our people and put it back on my face so there's 2 of me again.
It's a rot.
Oh, God. The ghost. There's a ghost behind me. Nope, just kidding. It's sweaters. I hope.
Sweaters.
I hope.
Sweating ghost.
Better I got that tall lady from Resident Evil in my background. Though, if we were doing experience, you guys would have earned 5,800 for the 2 fights, and then earned
CR are Oni
7. So you had 2 CR7 characters that you guys kicked their ass. I mean, a couple of us got whacked, but for the most part, they're like, we're being useless. The suggestion at the beginning was
used.
Fantastic use of a spell. Let's see. So 2 CR7s.
And the spell at the end. I teleported behind him in the darkness that he created.
That was just
and cast it.
Also well done. I'm not arguing any of that. But for experience-wise, you got the experience from fighting, and then we give experience per hour. That way, if you're even having a heavy roleplay session that doesn't hit any landmarks or anything like that, you're still progressing. We've been playing for 4 hours, and we're past level 5, so you're getting, 50 experience 50 experience a session?
100 XP a session, I thought. 100 XP an hour.
No. You start 50, 100, 200. Okay, yeah. So 100 XP an hour at this point. So it would be 400 experience each for everyone playing. Again, wouldn't put us over the level, I don't think, even if we were. But we're using milestones, so I can just willy-nilly give out levels whenever I feel like it. Wahaha.
You picked up a rock on the side of the road. You gain 3 levels for doing good work.
For being a good person, your character and only your character levels up 3 times, but you will never be able to level up again.
For the next 12 sessions.
That would be terrible.
It'd be great if everybody else took 12 sessions to get to where you're at.
Yes, I agree. All right, we got a couple more minutes. Is there anything else we would go over at the end of the session besides where we end? Make sure notes are done. Usually we do a quick, how'd you guys feel about this? What'd you like? What you didn't you like? Did everything go well? I'll go around the circle really quick, starting with the younger man.
I liked the, I don't know what tables you were using to determine, like, what encounter we were going to find in the wildlands. But I did think it was interesting that we were able to find Oni as one of the first choices. I was like, that's weird. I've actually never had an Oni encounter. I was like, I've always imagined them being like,
they're like temple guardians,
terrible things to fight
and such. And again, they're generally saved more for like if you have a more oriental setting. They're really cool, like big boss enemy to fight at a higher level because they're just terrifying.
But I thought that was pretty cool, and that we have mapped out what we're gonna do, like where we're gonna go, kind of, sorta.
Sort of, kind of. Got a little bit of an idea. We're a Navi, which means every time I talk, I'm gonna talk in a really high squeaky voice and be, "Hey, listen!" Don't expect that joke if we do the next session. Badger.
So for me, I did like the creative encounter. I also liked the dwarf encounter, tying into a little area that we didn't know about that wasn't on the map, because maps obviously don't show everything, and I like it when you have maps that don't show everything. But I do feel like we covered a lot of travel really fast, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. Obviously, it's great that we didn't sit here and try and do a 4-hour session and only travel like 15 days. But we did just go a really, really far distance really fast.
Yeah, not quite a month's worth of travel.
You're
3 weeks worth of traveling. And again, if you're doing a world traveling session, you can kind of just yada yada. Because in real life, how often do you get in a fight or talk with people that you aren't expecting to just pop out of the blue, right? Not very often. So having 1 or 2 encounters in a quote-unquote week while you're traveling, not unreasonable. Now, this is the Wildlands, so you actually have a higher chance of it happening, and I just rolled above 80 like every single time. But that's just how it is. Any negatives? No? Okay. Castaway. Good, bad, ugly? Things you like, things you don't?
So to the opposite of Spain, I like getting through the traveling more, because since it's the first like actual session, I like getting into it faster. Because it kind of just gets me like ready to go for the rest of the campaign, whether it slows down or not. But other than that, I liked the combat. Definitely threw me for a loop how the dude just automatically like, oh, I'm up in the air now in magical darkness. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay, cool beans. Good to hear. I'm gonna end the recording, and then we can just talk and hang out for a couple seconds.
Gotcha.
But that is the wrong thing. I didn't want that at all. I wanted the OBS. All right, and then bye everyone on the stream. Feel free to hit us up at Brain, work please.
On Discord.
Apprentice Hero Helpers LLC. You can find us on Facebook, Discord, eventually
Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, eventually we'll be on YouTube. If you're already one of our peeps and we just don't know that your Twitch name is the Rogue Girl, yell at me later. Other than that, I hope everyone has a good night. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.